It's too late. You can't change it. No. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Gimmick. Maybe our longest break ever since we've been doing the 2 a month. Obviously, when we did once a month, there was, but this was a longer break. Lots of stuff. Halloween happened. We had extra life, so we apologize on that half. S Bubs, he's taking another longer break. He's gone. I'm the Canadian Nightmare, Trest. Now I'm joined by the Red Dead Hangman, David. How's it going today, sir?
So far so good. Just getting geared up for America Thanksgiving. So had to do a whole lot of shopping because the nice lady at Walmart told me get everything that I need now because Thursday they will not be open and don't even attempt to show up.
Oh yeah, we had that for obviously Canadian things in October, and the pumpkin pies at Costco, they are like the highest drugs on the streets. It is hard to acquire. Emily had to be there like 45 minutes before they opened, and then they sold after 10 minutes. Those pies were gone. You would think like pumpkin pies do a bunch, and they literally go no because we use all the ingredients, so they're gonna be gone until the next day. So it is tough to get some stuff when it comes to Thanksgiving time, but.
Yeah.
That's the way it is sometimes. So let's see. Oh, maybe he's back this time. Let's see if he is. S
Yeah, it is.
Bubs,
Every I had to
the
log
Joe
into
Maniac.
yeah, and I had out because I really wanted to log in to use my backgrounds because I made a background specifically for today. I was up yesterday making it, and I need to use it now.
Why have you taken this slight against Hangman? You know he's a good guy. He's a father. He works hard. Some people would call him the ace of AEW, S Bubs. But now you've made it your mission to meme upon this man. Celebrate when a lot of AEW fans are down, which we're going to talk about after last night. And you're just rubbing in their faces with now Joe. You went from one Joe to another, or wait, no, John, I guess. But so
Wait, my background's loading.
okay. I'll let it load, and then you can make your statement of why you hate Hangman
It's
Page.
half Travis Scott, half Hook.
Oh
Background.
no! Oh no! Oh, I don't like that. Oh my god!
Unacceptable.
Damn Hook. Yeah, we're gonna get there. So what we're gonna do? We'll get some slots on after. We're gonna do So it's our last draft shakeup, right? Is this our last one? So
For the year.
for the year, yeah. Oh, so we do have one more before Rumble, right? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's this for the year. So we're over the halfway hump. So obviously for WWE, we've all drafted 10 people and one jobber. We're gonna go down the list and we're gonna do some drops. We're gonna do that first because usually on Shake Up days we like to do that first, so we're not spoiling thoughts or holding anything back. So we'll do that because we're already doing WWE. We'll transition to Survivor Series predictions, and then we'll talk about Full Gear and maybe just not much Continental Classic, but at least what we know, maybe some early predictions and what's going on there. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. We will not this month, but next month we will be back with GMO. We're gonna get back to that. I know we got some catching up to do, so we probably have to finish the season before 26 comes out. We'll probably have a couple months where we'll do two together, but that's okay. And especially January, February, we'll get a lot more quieter, so we'll catch up there. And then yeah, and then again, just a big thank you, David, for hosting the Marvel Trivia at Extra Life, and SBubs, thanks for being on my team and holding it down. You got some deep cut questions there, which was good, especially the Defenders one. I could not believe.
I got all of the shows I didn't watch, and it was all from stuff I remembered through YouTube channels talking
Memes
about
and stuff,
facts,
yeah.
and, the Doom Patrol one. I haven't seen Doom Patrol, but everyone posted that scene when it
Yes.
happened. So.
And I wouldn't, if people can go back, because yeah, David hosted the Marvel Tour. I would never gone on. It was like what references and Defenders are there to the Avengers? David asked. I would have gone the Avengers because every single Netflix show mentions the event or whatever in New York, but I would not have gone the Abomination Hulk fight.
Yeah,
So.
from Agents of Shield, because Agents of Shield they would only reference the first phase
Yes.
one movies.
It's like they were stuck
Yeah.
there forever.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, no, that was a good time. So again, thank you guys for doing that. And yeah, luckily our team, obviously not Dave. There's no collusion here because he also hosts Marvel Alliance with Chris, so it's absolutely fair. No collusion here. Our team got the win by 1 point though, so it was super close. So we'll see if we run back next year. But currently, right now, I'll pull up. Aspams, do you have the points? I have the rosters, but do you have the points? Okay, so what are the points right now for the draft? If people don't know, we get the superstars and we base it off of main events, wins, title wins, losses, all that type of stuff. It works very much like a fantasy football draft, and that's what we do throughout the year. But our calendar ends at Elimination Chamber because we started the podcast right before WrestleMania. So that's why Chamber is our finale somehow. But
Yeah, well, it's like
yeah.
Chamber's the finale, and then well, it's really more that WrestleMania is the start every
Yes.
season. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we sitting at points wise?
Okay, so David is at 516 points.
Okay.
I am at 736 points. And Travis is in first place with 796 points.
Okay, I got a nice little lead there. Okay, I'll take that. So, and then what we're doing today is everybody's going to drop. Well, not everybody. They don't have to, I guess. What we can do is though you can drop one of your spots and fill them. Obviously, we're going to be going in the. Is the draft order the way we have it here? Like the Espos Travis David? Is that what it is? I think it was.
No, I feel like we always do by like
Last
least
person
to most points.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll give David because David. We were talking about this off air, Bianca, just throughout the year, giving you the biggest goose egg of all time. Oh, that's the other person I'm dropping. Yeah, I'm making a lot of changes here today. So, David, are you? We'll let you go up first. So we'll go David, S-Bubs, and myself. David,
Yes,
currently.
everyone announce their drops if you have them.
Right, yeah,
first,
we'll do
so it's,
drops
like,
first.
Up to people to draft them.
Yeah, so David currently has Cody Rhodes, Bianca Belair, Stephanie Vakir, Chelsea Green, LA Knight, Bronson Reed, Tiffany Stratton, Jay Cargill, Finn Balor, Montez Ford, and Carmelo Hayes is his jobber of the year, who, currently in the last time tournament got a win. So, David, who are you going to be dropping from your list, if anybody?
I am going to be dropping from my list Montez Ford and Bianca Belair. Sorry, the husband and wife team.
Okay.
You're getting dropped.
And you're still keeping Carmelo as the jobber, hey? You don't worry he's going to win that last time tournament, going to beat Cena, new IC champ.
He's headed for the run of his life, or they just needed an excuse not because they realized that my God,
run of his life, yeah.
we booked Bronson in this last this match over here, but we also booked him in this match over here, so we have to take him out of one of these.
Yeah, no, it was yeah, I will get there. I was not a fan of the can't. Just let the guy pin him. Just do a roll up. Just do a classic roll up. Cody punches him, because obviously it's cheating, so he's going to get the win there. But now, between that and the 6-7, I don't know what's happening to my boy, Carmelo Hayes right now. But, and then currently, so S-Bubs has John Cena, Gunther, Penta, Io Sky, Naomi, I almost said Naomi Scott, not the actress, just Naomi, CM Punk.
He has the Pink Ranger on his
He has the
team.
Pink Ranger. Julia Phoenix, Roxanne Perez, Nathan Frazier, and his jobber of the year right now is Solo Sikoa, who's also successfully moving forward into the last time tournament. So, S-Bubs, you making any drops there?
Yeah, I think. Well, I have 3 I'm definitely going to drop, and then the others I'm sort of split on, but I'll decide by the end of my segment here. So
Okay.
I'm dropping Solo for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dropping Nathan Fraser, Phoenix, and Naomi.
Phoenix? I can't believe. I know people like to, always spin on Dave Meltzer, but Dave's right in this sense that Phoenix should have stayed in AEW. I know his brother's there, and they're waiting for that tag team run. But now that they're doing it in AAA, yeah, it's like he doesn't even get the Penta rub on the main roster. It's in AAA, so it's like I do think Phoenix probably should have stayed, but obviously it's 2020, right? But
but
okay.
I have a few more. I think I'm because there's 2. It's like. You know what? I'm gonna drop Julia as well, and then I had 2 others I was half split on, but the more I think about it, I think I'm gonna keep them.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so I got a lot going on injury wise. I got Seth injured. I got Liv Morgan semi still injured. I know she could come back, but it's just when is that going to come back? I don't know. And then I got Jordan Grace, who's just injured in my roster. She's not injured, but she's goddamn reports and whatnot. So, so obviously, I'm gonna drop Seth for sure because obviously, if there's some chance he makes a John Cena run and return at the WrestleMania, great. If it's Rumble, then sure, then maybe I miss out and they give him the big rub. But I don't think so. I think when the amount of time Seth's been injured, they're gonna take it slower, and I feel like it works better for him to return after WrestleMania. I feel like it's just messy if he comes back at Mania, but you never know. And then it's and Jordan Grace, yeah, I'm getting rid of her. I know she could come up, but fuck, she's gonna win the TNA title 10 more times.
Next week. Yeah.
No, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. She'll show up on Monday
Okay.
Night Raw. She'll beat who's the current world champion right now for the women.
No, she'll be
Yeah, she'll beat
Maxine.
Steph. Yeah, she'll beat Maxine and Stephanie. They'll do a WrestleMania 2000 when they did. I'm not sure if you ever heard or seen this match, Spubs, when it was Kurt Angle. He had the Intercontinental and the European
it's
title.
Like the 2-fall match.
Yeah, he defended against Jericho and Benoit. Whoever won the first fall got the European title. Second fall, IC. That's what's going to happen. And Jordan Grace is going to win both tomorrow, and I'm going to be all salty. And then I have someone like Lyra that I think I'm going to keep. I know she wrestles on Raw. We'll talk about when we get to War Games, man. Just like the fall off of like, not I won't say her, but especially Bailey. Bailey, they're doing like this all-star women's team match, and it's just like she's nowhere to be seen. It's just kind of crazy. So I'm not picking Bailey, but Lyra I'll keep because obviously she can challenge for the IC title. They could do some other stuff around there, so I think I'll keep her for now. I'm just back and forth on Liv because it's just. Because if she's legitimately back early 2026, for me, she'll be in Rumble and she'll be in Chamber for sure, and those are two big events for me. But it's just like you never know. So I'm gonna take a gamble and I'm gonna keep her.
Also, she was filming like
the Bania ads and stuff, right? Yeah,
and like they didn't put Bianca in that.
Oh no,
she's like a top star. She would be in that.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess here's the other person. I'm gonna drop Austin Theory because I guess like it's a good like it's not awful because he's not there winning and getting me like negative points, but he also not getting me any points because he's not even on TV. So I'm gonna drop him right now. Maybe if no one picks him, I'll get him back again at some point. But I think I have a couple jobbers that I would prefer to have there. But yeah, Austin Theory. See you later. So,
Okay, so you had Seth, Jordan, and Theory.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I dropped Frazier, Phoenix, Julia, Naomi, and Solo.
Jeez, yeah.
If someone really wants Solo, I guess.
Of course, yeah.
And then David dropped Montez and Bianca.
Yeah.
And did you keep Carmelo Hayes as the jobber, right?
You did.
Yes.
Okay, so David has 2. I have 2 and a jobber, and then Espos, you have like 3 and a jobber,
1, 2,
right?
3, 4, and a jobber.
Oh, so you got 5 picks. Okay, there we go. So, but David, the floor is yours. Who are you adding to your roster? You get 2 slots. So, obviously, you just pick your first one now. But who are you adding up to bat?
My first addition is going to be Mr. Ilya Dragunov.
Oh, you bastard. Okay. All right. you do that. Yeah, he's definitely not on my list at all. All right. S Bubs, who you bring up to bat?
I mean, I've been saying it. Like I said, he's going to win me this draft. I'm going right away, Chris Jericho.
Oh, man. Yeah, I guess because there's a good chance he could be at the Rumble.
That's a free 100 points, even if he doesn't win. And that puts me ahead.
Yeah, you're right. That if Jericho debut now, the only thing that because it's an unannounced debut, right?
I think it's just Legend Return.
Legend Return. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I have it in right. Yeah, Legend Return or like WWE debut, only once per person and must wrestle a match.
Yeah, that worked. Oh well, hopefully Jericho's just there for Talk is Jericho. That's my only hope now. Or like the highlight reel, right?
He's joining Undertaker's podcast.
He could. They're doing a whole podcast network, but
Special WrestleMania guest host Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish Dwayne was ready to make that that return. And I missed out on the Brock points, even though I don't want Brock on the roster. But I'm gonna pick. Let's take a look here. I have someone I'd prefer to pick right now, but I feel like he'll get some stuff going on right now. So I'm gonna take Drew McIntyre. I think at least I should get some. Like I imagine the men will main event the men War Games. Like they're not gonna let the women main event. I don't know why. I'm more interested in that, but that's fine. And then I'm sure he'll be in Chamber and Rumble. I don't think he's winning any of those because I may as well just put him in Jobber of the Year. But maybe, just maybe, if we don't, because also the Mania plans have changed, maybe if they are going to do Cody and Randy, maybe what we've pitched before and what Espos talked about, that maybe still there's a chance Drew could win it. But like, again, we didn't review Saturday Night's Main Event. I don't know. Drew has lost just way too much, and but I do think at least he's gonna appear in big stuff, and I get those main event stuff or Rumbles, or like even then we get like points per elimination Rumble, right? So it's like he usually throws a good amount of people. So Drew's just a good guy to have, and my fingers are crossed that maybe he does. Cody drops it to him once there. So that's my first pickup. So David's back to you for your final pick.
All right. My final pick. God, I got two that I'm thinking about here. One is a good, reliable. The next one is the future of the business. You know what? I think I am going to go with the future of the business. I am going to pick up Dirty Dom Mysterio.
Damn it! Yeah, I had him coming up next. That's a good one.
It was between him and a female wrestler who I'm not going to say in case someone is on the line for them, but yeah.
He's gonna win that IC title back on Saturday, and he'll have like a good run, and we'll talk about that too. I was just I'm frustrated all this John Cena shenanigans, but S-Bub, who you following up Chris Jericho with?
I have a pretty good list of names.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't know. I guess I wrote my list like twice. I just realized. But I think I'm gonna go with Asuka.
Okay,
that was my other choice. So
yeah,
you just think because she's in like, I guess she has the titles
I feel
now.
I said, I feel like she's gonna win. My theory is that she beats Stephanie, and that's how they get to
right.
Like I think Asuka goes into Mania. I mean, maybe she loses again at Mania, but I think she might go into Mania as a champion. I mean, could be IC champ too, but
I was gonna say you're still predicting this. I'm telling you. It's not happening. I'm telling you, Stephanie, Rhea, I see the vision. I see the poster. I see the memes. It's happening.
Something Evu was saying is that weirdly out of everyone, Bruce Pritchard loves Asuka. He just thinks she's the greatest ever. So
he'll be pushing her hard one way or another.
I think Asuka should get this Rumble win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be like the Jey Uso thing, right? Yeah. That was well, we'll have to see what can change. Yeah, that was the current, because it was Rhea and then it was Becky, right? That's the one rumor that they were thinking about for WrestleMania. It's I can see it's not that Becky's Becky needs a big match at Mania, but I also don't know if that's the right fit. I just don't know. I don't know. I think it needs to be something else, but I guess we'll see when we get there. So okay, so I got one more in a jobber. My jobber is lined up. I feel now I could be wrong. Maybe we dropped him because he had a break at some point. I don't know. But I think I'm just gonna go here. I believe no one has Sami Zayn, and I'm gonna take Sami Zayn if that's the case. I kept looking. I was like, he has to be here. Yeah. He's doing those challenges there, but he's just a guy.
No one has him. Yeah.
He's just a guy that's gonna always wrestle a lot. I don't have anything
Is he your normal pick or?
Yeah, normal pick, not jobber pick. No, yeah, not that yet. No, because I was trying to think, and I could take a swing and go for a Rock or something like that, but the Rock ain't coming back. I don't think he's busy there. And then even Brock, there's always a chance they just say fuck it and he wins the Rumble. Don't get me wrong, there's always a chance, or he'll be versing Gunther for some. But for now,
even with Brock, he only wrestles on the PLEs.
Yes.
Even then, it's just some of them, so you'd only be getting
exactly
every once in a while, and he could be opening the show too, so you don't.
100%. I gotta fly. I got a red eye. We gotta do War Games first.
He's getting you 5 points every 3 months. So.
Especially those overseas pay-per-views, and they've got a lot of those lined up, so he's going to be jet setting out of there.
Yeah, where you never know, Sammy. Maybe something happens big for him this year. I really don't know.
Well, you picked him, so now it's back to me.
Yeah, no, I know. I forgot to drop somebody that I'll check after if I can drop, because I forgot they're injured, so I'll check with the council.
I was gonna mention that person, but I didn't say it.
It's Jacob fought too. I totally forgot his teeth are fucked up. So I'll let us folks go.
Pick, but after
that's fine. I completely forgot. I'm oh no, I'm looking at Big J. I'm oh my god.
I think I'm gonna go with, he's getting his retirement run. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles.
There you go. Current men's world tag team. I
And I
cannot
mean,
believe.
he'll get some tag title defenses, so
Yeah.
that's some free points for me.
Absolutely. And yeah, I still I don't know. I still would not be just fucking let him win the world heavyweight title for a month. Let him win it for like a month. I don't know. Let him win that or something. I would like to see that. So, okay. So Dave's all squared away. Okay. I'm going
So
to
yeah,
I'm going to make
I'll write down that you dropped it. And
Okay, I can jump
get
to
one
shit.
to
Thank you,
pick.
because I completely
Yeah.
forgot about Fatu. I saw him before because I was like, I know I have 3 injured people, and then I saw him there. But
This is like the Meechin rule where
Exactly.
you drop someone like a
Yeah.
day later.
yeah, yeah, it's Scout's honor. So, okay, so dropping Jacob Fatu, and I'm gonna replace him with another person in that family tree. I don't know if it's gonna pay off, but I'm gonna swing for the fences. I'm gonna get the big dog. I'm gonna get the OTC ABC 1, 2, 3 tribal chief. I'm gonna get Roman Reigns because I think there's a hot chance that he wins the Royal Rumble. I think there's a good chance. So the reason I'm picking him is I know he'll get War Games main event pay-per-view points likely coming up. I know there's a good shot he could win the Rumble and then obviously be on Chamber. I know the dude does not wrestle, but that's what I'm hoping is because there's a couple other people I could pick, but I think they'll just get me these little points. My hope is I'm picking Roman because either Chamber or Rumble, I could see him winning one of those. I think he's winning that world title. I'm really hoping, which we can probably transition to. Oh, Espo has some more picks, but I'm really hoping they just pull the bandage and do Punk and Roman 1-on-1. That's what I want. But I think Roman either way is getting some big stuff. He might not always be around. I'm sure he's going to get Tsunami through a table on Raw, and then he's gone for another 3 months. But I think the big events coming up, I got a good shot of him winning one of those things. So I'm picking Roman Reigns. So.
I had thought about him earlier, but the whole taking time off and
Yes.
1 month here, 3 months off type deal kind of had me like, man, do I want to risk it?
It's a risk, but I have to somehow counter Jericho because Jericho's going to get 100 points. But if Roman can get me some of those big events, some main events, maybe he can get up there. So big dog, don't fail me, So, I guess I got job of the year still after. Okay, Bubs, who you
and
got
I
next?
guess I'm gonna save my last real pick. So instead, I'll go for Jobber, and I'll go with JD McDonough.
God damn it! No. Okay. You can do your next pick too, because I'm gonna need a second to look at my roster here of jobbers. Maybe Austin Theory's coming back.
I had a backup Jobber pick in case you picked JD McDonough. I have the goat of jobbers who he's put in work in the past. You might remember him. I think you had him at one point.
Is it Tozawa or R-Truth? It's one of those two.
It's neither of those.
It's neither of those. Okay. I'll keep looking.
Who do I want? Because ideally, my last person, because a lot of these are like, well, I mean, I think I have pretty decent roster now of people who will wrestle pretty weekly, because that was kind of my issue in the last ones. It was either people who were like too big to wrestle weekly or like too low to wrestle weekly.
Yeah.
So I kind of want. I'm scrolling Cage Match to see. I mean, I have my list, but I kind of have either then or everyone else is already taken. I might just go with this person wasn't on my list initially, but I think I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna take Alexa Bliss.
She was next to Roman. That's who I thought was Alexa Bliss because obviously she'll be around. I don't think they'll win that title again, but I think they're gonna be. She's always gonna be on TV doing stuff. So yeah. No, I think that's a good pick.
Now you have your jar pick. I can give you my recommendation if you don't have anyone.
Well, I'm looking at Nakamura, because he's always around. There's a lot of Tongas. There's what is your recommendation pick though, S-Bubs?
Kit Wilson.
Oh, right. He has been rested because Elton Prince has been gone, right? And he's just been on his own, jobbing out. Did they officially break them up?
According to Kit, they're not broken up. He's just quote unquote doing his own thing right now.
Just even looking at the women, who's losing lots. Could have picked a Pre, but she got the IC title, even though I know she's gonna lose it at some point here. Man, I gotta love. He was like world champion for half a year, and none of us have Damian Priest. Not even talked about Damian Priest. It's just like he's just like in the ether.
He was on main event this week ahead of SmackDown.
Was he?
Just like I think probably facing Kit Wilson.
That's brutal. That's I don't really know. I'll there's just a lot of people that I just
I'm trying to see. I don't think I even.
I'm just
I don't
gonna
think I
you
have
know what
anyone from SmackDown anymore.
I haven't had him in a while. I haven't had him in a while, but I feel like every time I see him lately, he is losing. I'm gonna throw up the Miz. I feel like the Miz is now just in that stage where he's doing media and he's there to take the 1, 2, 3. He had his resurgence with the R-Truth thing. That's over with. He lost to what's his face in the who beat him in the first round. In who did he? Jey Uso, right? Because I'm much memed about match. Like, yeah, I just think that I just don't see him winning anything when he's on TV. He's there just to lose. So, yeah, I'll take the Miz, see how he does, and go from there. So, there.
So I can read out all the rosters.
Okay, perfect.
So I have John Cena, Gunther, Penta, Io Sky, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, Asuka, AJ Styles, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss, and my jobbers JD McDonough, which I probably spelled wrong.
That's fine. I didn't know how to say it for like a year either. So
then Travis has Rhea, Drew, Braun, Charlotte, Jay, Becky, Liv, Roman, Sammy, Lyra, and Miz as jobber. And then David has Cody, Ilya, Stephanie, Chelsea, LA Knight, Bronson Reed, Tiffany, Jade, Finn, Dominic, and Jobbers Carmelo. David has like an all SmackDown roster, and I'm pretty much only people on Raw.
My only fear with my roster is Chelsea Green because she's spent more time in NXT recently doing her run with Ethan Page. But I'm hoping that she gets some more main roster showing. But other than that, I mean I've got a good roster of people. I just need them to do something with it.
Well, yeah, show up too and stuff. So,
yeah.
Well, speaking of David's roster, we're gonna start off with Survivor Series. First match I have listed here. Oh my God, Stephanie Vaquer versus Nikki Bella for the Women's World Championship. I don't know what we're doing here. The people talk about. I thought the Nikki Bella Becky Lynch match was maybe like a wake up for WWE because it felt like Nikki Bella like took a back scene, was just like in the backstage stuff and like helping Stephanie. So I'm like, okay, she can be there, get a pop, sell some merch, cool. But no, we didn't learn. And Nikki Bella, who's not like the worst ever, of course. I'm just saying of when everybody talks about, man, this is the most talented the women roster's ever been. And we even talked about too with Roxanne last episode. We were like, oh yeah, when they do that defense, it's gonna have to be like Saturday Night's Main Event or pay per view. That could be. Now they just did it on Random Raw and she just beat her. Like that's the thing where I got no interest here. I like Stephanie, but if I have to, which luckily it's only a 4-match card as of now. I don't think is there any rumored matches to be added because we got Men's War Games, IC, and then
really.
that. No.
The only one people are like maybe speculating since they're like putting it off for so long and it's not been like announced, like they didn't tape it for like the SmackDown before Survivor Series, is like maybe Ilya versus Ciampa.
Oh yeah,
that's the one people are like, because they keep putting that one like off and off, and I was thinking like they might do it just like SmackDown before Survivor Series, but I saw like the tapings and they didn't do it.
I do really
Ilya,
wish.
I think didn't defend his title on the taping, so that might just be like a backstage segment, like at Survivor Series.
He beat some backstage
fight or something. Yeah, I don't know.
They just did a Falls Count Anywhere match, and the whole match was a backstage brawl. But no, I really wish we'll have to see the runtime, but I really wish they put that 5-man elimination tag like on the pay-per-view because I think that would have been a fun throwback too. You're doing the Survivor Series tag, and you got War Games. I think that would have been fun. Would have been nice pay-per-view points for a bunch of us too. Sammy, but I digress. Yeah, no, I guess it was to me smarter to turn Nikki heel because like she does kind of get like a mixed response. I think this match is going to be, I don't know. At bet, I think its top level could be a 3.5, but that's again at its top level. Nikki is better as a heel, so I think that could do some like advantage for this. But I don't know. Stephanie gets the win, and I think it's in a very all right type of match.
Yeah, I agree. I got scared for a minute because once they start really pushing, this is Nikki's final run. I go, do not do something stupid like go, oh, we're going to give you one last run with the title. She's not one of the people that you give
This would be a
one
prime
last run of the
spot for Brie
title.
Bella to return and interfere, and Stephanie lose it.
Yeah.
So, but no, I got Stephanie taking it. I think that she's gonna have another dominant win, and I think that she is gonna carry this match, and it will be obvious. Nikki has gotten better over the years. I'm not saying she's the same person she was 10, 15 years ago, but still, Stephanie's going to obviously carry this match, and it's going to be a C plus effort at best.
That might also be the design by them too, right? They might be putting Stephanie in the hot water, like, okay, let's see what she can do with somebody that's like not a A-tier 5-star worker. That like, okay, her and Roxanne can probably have a great match in their sleep, right? Where Nikki, a little older, had her neck injuries, hasn't been in the game as much. A lot of times they do this, like, okay, let's see what she could do, because then in the future they know, oh, if we need to put her with this person, that person, Stephanie can do. Or some people can't, right? We kind of talked about it with Tiffany. I feel like some of those matches, like with Jade, they've been so short because either they don't trust Jade or they don't trust Tiffany. Like they don't trust one of them, right? And maybe this is like a trustful exercise for Stephanie to be like, okay, what can she do in this situation, But
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, I guess for this, I was liking what Nikki was doing, like, as a face recently, but I see people always say that she's better as a heel, so
yeah,
I think in terms of, like, a match, I think it'll probably work out, obviously, with her as a heel, compared to if they did it as, like, a face versus face thing, and honestly,
yeah,
I think it's probably easier for her to get like the heat in this match. I mean, I feel like the layout of this match will probably just be like Nikki just like working her over for the
Yeah.
heat until
Cheap
she
shot
has a
here.
big comeback with all the moves and stuff. But yeah, it'll probably just be fine.
Yeah. No, I'm glad we didn't get like the Hangman Samoa Joe. They beat each other, like high five, and then turn and get the rematch. And
Yeah.
I do like again. I really don't know why they would care. I just feel like, and I'm not asking for this, but clearly they want to use Nikki Bella. I don't know why with the women's division they don't bring back Brie, and for the final run they just don't have them as a heel tag team or whatever. Who cares that Brian's on the desk? Like no one. That's what's so funny. Like these companies, and they both do this. No one gives a fuck. No one is gonna be like, man, oh, that's Brie Bella. Like no one's watching WWE, and Brie. Yeah, Brie Bella walks on the screen. There. Oh, I forgot about Bryan Danielson. What's he up to? And they say Daniel Bryan. They say he's on AEW. He's a commentator. I gotta watch for that. Like, and don't get me wrong, Bryan might be the best commentator right now. He's great, but just like the way sometimes they think, these billionaires, like we talk about this all the time with like movies and TV shows. It's like no one cares that he's on the desk. Just bring her back and let them have a run. I don't need both Bellas back, but clearly after Nikki loses this, other than like honestly, I could see them do a Maxine.
Like
she could do that, or I could see a Maxine Nikki feud, and I could see Nikki getting that title actually, and then you could have even Lyra take it off her. So if they don't bring Bella back, I think you could see her on one show, or the other doing the single or the secondary title. But
give Nikki the IC title, and you do the Nikki versus AJ Lee Dream rematch.
You could, yeah, and that's when you bring Brie back, and you run back the whole Kiss storyline again. But yeah, it's just like I don't know what like. Just bring her back. Just let them do their final run together. Put them in the tag team division, because right now you got Asuka and Kari, and then I imagine they're going to do a rematch with Bliss and Flair. But then after that, like, who else is there left for them to verse? Like the Kabuki
Asuka
Warriors.
And Kari.
Yeah, if they just beat Flair and Bliss, there's not many.
I mean, depends on like if they lose the War Games match, then they could face like Lash and Nia for like losing.
Yeah, true. That's true. That's a good point.
You can do. I mean, they haven't faced like anyone for the titles yet, so you could do against like Bayley and Lyra. They haven't fought like actually for the titles. They've had like some tag matches.
And you know what we can? Oh, go ahead.
You can always just do the classic Chelsea Green and Alba Fire random title defense.
But you'd have to. It's like what we talked about with Hangman. You have to flip the Kabuki Warriors then, right? Or get people to flip because they're heels right now, right? So it's like you've pitched two heel teams, like with Chelsea and Alba, and then Lash and Nia. They kind of have to.
Chelsea and Alba get like. If they're facing faces, they get heat, and if they're facing heels, they get cheered.
That's true. You can flip those two easily. Yeah, she's kind of like a tweener that way. So, yeah, and that's what's interesting because I don't watch a weekly with Bayley and Lyra. Did they just kind of drop this whole Bayley like snapping type of storyline?
Well,
like
literally this week on Raw, like Asuka and Kairi were like backstage, like before there was anything of Becky. they were looking backstage for like, and they went to ask Bailey to like be on their War Games team, and she was like no, like I can't forget all the stuff you guys did to me like 2 years
Mm-hmm.
ago. And then Lyra came up to her and was like, oh, like I'm proud of you for like telling them no and stuff. And then Bailey like snapped and like got mad at her and told her like she was
Okay,
an idiot and walked away.
they're bringing it
So
back finally.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised that Bailey's not a part of this all, especially like Bailey, Becky, Bliss. Like it feels weird of like the obviously Mercedes is gone, but it feels like the past year it's been like Bliss is like taking her slot as like the other four horsewoman going
Yeah.
on. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen there,
it's
but
Statlander doing Bailey's move. That's like when what's it called? When Seth was doing Okada's moves, got him
yeah,
to sign
trying to
a
get
WWE.
yeah, or when remember there was that
Oh
rumor
yeah,
Nakamura was doing the
Nakamura doing the
GTS to get Punk
GTS.
back. Yeah. Hey, like I've said this. I think I said this after WrestleMania where I said I have to see how the year goes, but I do think Bailey should leave. And it's not just because I prefer AEW. It's just that sometimes I feel like you have to do that, and then after the like, oh yeah, we kind of screwed up. Like let's bring her back. I just don't think they're doing much with her. Like sure, okay, she could snap, and maybe what's gonna happen is Lyra gets the IC title back and they do that feud, but it just feels like multiple times they've just kind of and maybe they're doing that on purpose. Maybe they get the vibe like, hey, I don't think she's resigning, like because her contract's up next year. The rumors, right? I think she said
I think
2026.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I think Monet's still there till like at least 27, 28. I guarantee you, if
I
Bailey
think
went there,
Monet, the rumor was, I think
or is it late
like
26?
I think it's like pretty much like January 1st, 2027
Yes,
sort
it's
of
after
idea.
Bailey. That's what I remember. But I guarantee you, if Bailey went to AEW, Tony's got that in the bag. Like Monet's signing at least like a year or 2 years, right? Like that's a done deal. So I just feel like for everybody involved, like go there. There's some great matches she could have. I just feel like in all these huge scenarios, Bailey's again just kind of being left out. And I don't know, go bet on yourself. But the roster, if I didn't say, is Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, Lash Legend. Good for her for getting this big spot. And Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee. Just a fucking massive fantasy team. And it's cool because it's like different eras of AJ started that. And then Bliss and Charlotte were the original NXT girls. And then Rhea and Io, which are kind of like the leaders this gen. So I'm on the bandwagon that I feel like the women or the baby faces win just because they don't want AJ to lose yet. I know she wouldn't even take the pin, but I feel like they
I would
want.
say I
You
feel
know,
like it makes sense for like the heels to win, but the
it
women's
does.
faces like never lose in war games. Like that's a stat.
Mhm.
Like I think the only time
Okay.
they lost was like in like the second ever like NXT women's war
Yeah,
game.
and even the main roster ones, they're always opening up the show, right? So that's why it's like you kind of want the baby faces to win. And again, like I said, for me, it's just like when AJ loses, that should be a big deal, not just our first loss was in war games with a bunch of other people. I don't know what they do. Like I guess you could even have Becky beat her and you set that up, but I don't think you need to. I think Becky's just gonna beat Maxine in a rematch and then they'll run that.
I saw
But
that Maxine doesn't have side plates, which means that she's probably losing it like right away.
probably tomorrow,
Yeah.
like or after. They'll probably wait till
'Cause
after
she, like-
Survivor Series. I
Yeah,
bet.
because she defended it on like an NXT house show. Because I did notice that like for the past like few months she's been doing like the NXT house shows and stuff.
Mhm.
They've been sending her there, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, the thing is, I guess in the SmackDown tapings, like there was some stuff relating to the women's war games, but like they said that there was like a segment, but it was only backstage. So I feel like if
Oh.
she won the title, like on Monday, say like they could just shoot a second version of it where she's holding the title and just put that in backstage.
Yeah, they could, or a backstage brawl where Becky wins it back. They do a backstage brawl where Dragunov loses to Ciampa and then Maxine loses. But David, you disagree with us about the babyface women? Any hot takes?
I think the babyface women are going over.
Yeah.
You got to give AJ Lee that shining moment. They're going to have something go down between her and Becky during the match. I mean, and that's one of the good things about having someone like both Nia Jax and Lash Legend in here on the Hills team is both of them seem primed to take the pin.
It's gotta be Nia. Don't pin Lash like first big match. It's either Nia or Kari in my opinion. Like those are the two that could take it. But Lash,
I mean,
like
or you could have like Becky tap out again to AJ Lee.
Yeah, you could do the Moxley thing, right, where she just keeps tapping out, and you could do that. There is lots of options. I think it's just not
Also, I saw
Asuka.
someone say that like the referee for this War Games match definitely has to be Jessica Carr.
Absolutely, yeah. And I hope they gotta have Becky and her do a match on Raw. I'm telling you, that'd be fun, you know. Yeah, I hope Lash Legend gets like a really cool spot. I hope they don't have Nia Jax anywhere near AJ because yeah, sure, Nia's not as bad as she used to be, but please, this is AJ's second match. I do not need her being
they're
like.
putting in there, so you know she's the safe. She might be dangerous in other things, but she has the safest chair shots in the business. So
That's true. Yeah,
that's why they put her in there.
Yeah, don't worry, that's gonna happen there. So, and then after this, obviously, we got Cena Saturday main event, which I really hope that I don't think they've not said this, but I hope they do the same thing, the men and the women too. Like they have women like a Rhea Ripley or EO versus someone from NXT, right? So
yeah, they didn't specify men or women, and it sounds kind of like from what Cena says, that'd be like the first hour of the show, and then the second hour is like kind of his stuff. So
him and Big Gunther going 45 minutes. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, because he said like Triple H pitched him that like to do like a full 2 hour of him, and he didn't want that, which is like funny. It's like that's what people. It's like the one thing that Triple H pitched that like the fans have been saying like no, it needs to be like 2 hours of Cena. Cena's like no, I don't want to do that. But yeah, so I mean, with him saying that, it'd probably only be like the first hour. I mean, I'd assume that's only like 3 or 4 matches, probably at the very most. So I think it'd probably be. I mean, this is just skipping ahead to that one, but I assume there's probably gonna be at least one women's match.
I don't know. Yeah, it'd feel weird if the Cena thing was all men.
Yeah, especially with it being like the NXT showcase, and they always talk about the women in NXT and stuff. So
the reason I was just asked that too because I'm always used to old school where we had the December pay-per-view. We have nothing until Rumble then after this, right? Like pay-per-view
there's
wise.
another Saturday Night Main event.
Yeah, but nothing pay-per-view wise, right? So that's where I was just trying to think. Obviously, they'll make those bigger, but so that's where we'll be on the way to Rumble. And that's where it's like, because I was just thinking about like, oh, what's next for Rio, Ia, like all these people, but it's just like, you don't have to do much because it's like you got to fill TV, but Rumble is
stack like the first Raw and SmackDown of the year.
That's true.
They like doing that.
That's true. So, but speaking of Mr. John Cena, he's defending against Dominic Mysterio in a rematch. I hate all of this. I was completely fine with I knew what they were doing and I knew how they got themselves fucked because we talked about this. We said, okay, Cena, the rumor was him and Dom, right? And we were all like, okay, he's going to beat Dom. They're going to do that Grand Slam thing. And I'm all fine with that. I'm still mad there's no spinner IC belt, but I've given up. That's not happening because obviously he's going to lose it in 2 weeks. But we were always like, oh, what's going to happen? Because when he does this, he's going to have the title and then he's going to likely face Gunther. And like Gunther being IC champion, that's kind of an odd fit, right? Feels like he's evolved. Well, they go, well, yeah, it is an odd fit. So we're going to run it back and he's going to lose to Dom.
I've noticed since Cena won the title, even in all these tournament matches, at no point did they ever mention that it would be now for the IC title. They just So so he's losing for sure.
And and don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the first Dom and Cena match, so I'm excited to see the second one because I like that it wasn't just a pure spam like finisher one. Which again, him and AJ, that was tons of fun too, right? But I like that. That's been a lot of the cadence of Cena's matches has been like he goes for 10 minutes, he hits an AA, and then we just get into finisher reveal, and it's like, oh man, especially when he's hitting like 4 AAs on random people. It's like
I felt like the first Dom match was kind of like what I kind of expect like the classic like modern Cena matches to be, where he's like dead on the outside like all the time and just getting like beat up, and then just does the 5 moves of doom at the end.
Just a little short. Yeah, you got the TV version because in the pay-per-view, be like, okay, one kick out, then he's gonna go. And I was fine then. I thought that was a really good match. Crowd was hot. They did it was in Boston, right? So like perfect moment, but. The fact that the 2 follow-ups have been, we did a 6-man, which I get it. They're his friends, and it's just something, maybe they don't want him to get hurt, but it's just like, just make them do one open challenge for the old time's sake and have anybody fun walk out there, especially when Abu, and obviously it's just a rumor, he's talking about his podcast, where it's like, oh, at one point they were talking about doing Cena Punk again, just as like an exhibition. It's like, man, like who? Again, it's like the rebel thing. Like, who cares if Cena loses as champ, as Punk loses? Who cares? Like, do something fun. And obviously, the crowd had a fun time, but it just sucks that that's what we got. And as much as I like that match, I don't need to see like Cena and Dom again because it's just like I don't know, like it was good, but just like in the few amount of matches we have, that's what we get, right? So yeah, Dom's gonna win here. I'm sure that the Judgment Day will probably help him cheat. I'm sure it's gonna be good enough. I just this man, like when we get to the end of this is like such this Cena thing has been such a mess from the beginning, obviously, and I liked the heel turn at the start, but just these last few weeks, I thought, okay, we're getting back on track with the AJ thing, and he's just wrestling random people. He's getting win the IC title, and again, it just feels like very easy layup stuff to do. But yeah, Cena taking a loss here, I imagine.
Yeah, I agree. So
Yeah.
I think that it's going to be a fun match. I think that Cena is going to really do what he can to put over Dom and let him do a lot of those heel tactics, just continue to build that character. Because, you know, I was watching an interview with Natalia where she was talking about Cena coming into the dungeon and how, like, at this point in his life and his career, he just wants everyone else to succeed and for the business to succeed. So I think he's going to do whatever he can to build up Dom's character going forward. So I think Cena takes a loss, Dom reclaims. And yes, I do want the points from it, but also, you know, I just think it's what's best for Dom going forward, and it allows Cena's finish last match to not have to worry about being for a title or something like that, because if his last
Yes.
match is for a title, then that to me choreographs how the match is going to go.
Yeah.
Let whatever the last match be what it's going to be, it stands alone. That's just Cena's last match
And that's what they want to be, right? They just want to be Cena's last match, not like an also winner of the IC title, you know? So.
Yeah.
Any hot takes, us, Bub? Anything?
Not really. I mean, I'm still on the top of this, skipping ahead to like Cena's last match, more on the Survivor Series match. But I feel like, I mean, my thought has been like Gunther's gonna beat him, but for some reason I just have it in my head like there's a chance that Cena wins.
There's a
his
chance.
last
There's a
match.
sure chance.
Like they
Yeah.
build up Gunther, like he gets all these wins, and then in the end Cena wins, just be like he is the greatest of all time, and like just retires on that note. Is
Yeah.
like a thought I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Especially with him losing the IC title, I feel
Mhm.
because it's like, oh, if he won his last match, he was still champ. Like he just vacated and they do another tournament for it or something. But I feel like him losing the title here actually makes it a higher chance of him winning his last match.
Yeah, no, I think there's a chance. I think I'm like a 51-49 for Gunther winning. I still think Gunther will win, but there's always a chance the day of. They're like, no, they're gonna do like what Tony did to Sting. It's like, sorry, you got to win, and it's like because I feel like Cena would want to lose the last time, but maybe Triple H won't want that. Maybe Cena will just go in business for himself. He just takes one chop and lays down, and that's it. But no,
He does the old Jeff Jarrett and Hulk Hogan thing where he just comes out and flops down.
Could you imagine?
Also, did you see that,
Kills
that
the
the
business.
Mark Henry pitch?
Oh
of,
my
like, Joe
God,
Hendry,
yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, like Gunther should beat Cena, and then before he leaves, Joe Hendry should walk out and lay down for Cena, and Cena pins him, so
Just
he gets a
fucking
win in his last match.
Geek this guy out. Yeah, I know. I can't. I used to. Don't get me wrong. I used to listen to Busted
I
Open.
don't listen to any of those anymore. Just because, like, anytime I look on Twitter and, like, if I see a headline that says either Tommy Dreamer says,
Bully
Bully
Ray.
Ray says,
Yeah.
Rikishi says, Mark Henry says, you know, even you're getting those Thunder Rosa says,
Yes.
Nick Nemeth says, any of those I'm done with.
Yeah, no, I used to listen to Busted Open, but I think now because they've done this before, but especially now because they're like a 24/7 network where they're always having shows on there. Sometimes I feel like people are just saying hot take shit just for the sake of, and not even like we do, where we do it as like a meme joke. They'll like bully like, so this is what you do, and he'll go for an 18-minute serious pitch about it, and it's like, what are you? And don't get me wrong, they all have some good ideas. I think at times Bully actually has some good stuff. I think sometimes he gets too much on like the heat
He has
spectrum.
some good stuff on like the stuff he knows about. Like there was one clip that we were
Tables
posting
matches.
where he was like, no, he was like they were interviewing Eddie, and Eddie was talking about like kind of when we'll talk about this Eddie return run.
Like Kingston,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston, and he was saying like they were asking him like why wasn't like cutting promos and stuff like since his return when he's like he's strong, and I forget what his reason was. But it was like and Bully was like, "That's the reason like people want to see you. Like you're one
Yeah.
of the best promos in the world, and like if you're not doing that, then like what are you doing, basically?"
From what I gather with Bully, I think the way he could work, and I don't think the reason I don't think he has a job at WWE or AEW because it sounds like a lot of people just think he's like an asshole. Like, and I
Yeah.
legitimately think he's not like a real asshole. I think he's just one of those people that's just naturally always just like that type of vibe. But I think with Bully Ray, he's better at, hey, this is the match, this is what we're doing, what would you change, versus give us your entire original pitch. Because I think when he does the original
Yeah.
pitch stuff, he starts going into wild stuff. But when I've listened to him like, oh, I watched this finish and they should have done X, Y, and Z, it's like, yeah, that's good stuff, you know? Or, and there's other times too where he gets mad at the rest for holding the fucking ladders. I'm like, I don't care, man. Like, if this wrestler doesn't want to break his neck, let them hold the fucking ladder. Like, nobody cares. And then I don't
That
mind
was
because
me. I would have just fallen off the ladder and broken my neck.
yeah, like, all right.
Yeah.
Which again, I appreciate. Down the line, he did this match where he went to the top of a ladder and the rest started to hold the ladder, and he got down and was like starting to beat them up. He's like, "Don't hold my fucking ladder," and he lost that match. So it's like,
Was that in TNA? That's
I think with
so
Tommy
funny.
Dreamer, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's why when
Yeah.
he did that, that's what tipped me off. Like, okay, sometimes he is just saying shit just to like get a rise out of people because he made the butt of him joke himself, right? But yeah, no Joe Henry just laying out to John Cena. Who, yeah, we I don't want to talk about Joe Henry officially part of the WWE/NXT roster, and we'll see what happens. Like, I wonder, do you think they're gonna do the whole thing where he's like there for a bit and wins the NXT title and then comes up? Like, are they gonna do this? It's
I
like,
don't know. I feel like well, I don't really know what his next direction really is. I mean, I
he's
feel like-
37. Just get him the main roster. Like,
Yeah.
just have him, because who's the champ? It's Ricky. It's like, I don't know, whoever like the heel that beats Ricky. Same as Ricky, right? Like get him up there. But I get they want to keep NXT going, but I just feel like Joe Henry especially is very main roster, backstage segment coded. Like you can do a lot of stuff
Yeah.
with him, you know. So. We'll see. And then finally, we got the men's war game. We got the all-star team, which I'm very happy did happen, of Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, the Usos, and Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather take Logan Paul than Austin Theory, and that's saying a lot because at least Logan Paul is still good at promos and his job, and Austin Theory I think is just very bland. But I am curious, just little stuff, because also we knew Brock was going to be in here, but I will be curious. Like, Brock's definitely the last person in the match for the heel man, and I'm curious how he works. But I guarantee what's going to happen is he comes in, wreck shop, all the baby faces do
feel
their
like
finish on him.
Yeah, I feel like the ending is like, I feel like either Braun Breaker is spearing Brock or Brock is F5ing Braun Breaker. To,
Really?
like, set up Mania. I don't know if that like cost them the match or like. I mean, either if they win or lose, I feel like either those could happen. Like even if like the heels win, like one of those two could happen to like set up a Mania. Because I mean that is the rumored match, and I feel like with them being in this match, that might happen.
That
And,
is
like,
the rumor
Braun
match.
has already
Okay, I
had,
missed
like-
I missed that rumor. I didn't see that was the plan. Right? Who was putting it out there?
I don't remember. That was already from like a few weeks before
Okay.
he was even like.
I completely missed that one. Yeah, I
like
could.
the rumored match.
I could see that, or do you not do that till the Rumble though? Right? Do you have them good here, and then the Rumble
It
turn where
could
they're like a
be.
alliance, and then either Braun or which it works better if Braun turns on him, right? He spears him, throw him out of the Rumble, and then you make Brock a babyface, and WWE would fucking love to have Brock cheering them back. See, people want him back. His
From
ball, but
rumor from it was from 2 months ago from Body Slam.
okay, so yeah, there's some credence there. So yeah, I could that definitely works there. I do think in my opinion, the heels should win this match. They already did Punk and Roman last year. Like, could they work together and they won? Like, if they win, it's just kind of more of the same. Like, to me, I think you have Punk and Roman who are at odds. You have Jay, who's kind of like, they go back and forth, like, is he shitty, is he not? I feel like you have the baby faces have multiple characters that are in turmoil, where the bad guys are just, we're bad, right? We're working together and we're bad. So to me, I think it would work better drama-wise for them to win, especially to me. I'm long gaming it because I want Punk and Roman. So to me, this is like a good place you could start. Even if you do Punk and Cody, like there's multiple things you could branch off to, or S. Bub's dream match of the Usos rematch at WrestleMania. Like you could set up 3 to 4 matches on just the good guy side here. So to me, that's what I'm kind of hoping is last year you saw, oh, can they work together? And it worked. This year, I hope it's, oh, can they work together? And it doesn't. I pitched this before. I would love them to run back the Roman CM Punk thing in the cage, but this time they legitimately come to blows. Like they cannot get along in there. And like, I just don't want them just to run back a similar story of last year of, can they work together? And oh yeah, they can. And I feel like there's, especially with the Vision too, give them the win, give Braun and Bronson like that big win of beating these big baby faces. So that's what I think. I have more to say about Cody, but I am going to actually predict that the heels are going to win. That's my opinion. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that the heels are winning this. I would love to see Punk and Roman come to blows. They had that moment this past week where they all came together and Roman Reigns said, you don't have to worry about me stabbing you in the back. I'll stab you right in the front and things like this. So if them come to blows could be the reason why the baby faces lose, and I would be completely okay with that. I mean, the easy option is having one of the Usos take the pin, but yeah, I think that this would just be I think overall it's going to be a good match. I mean, with everyone in here, you've got so many people who are going to have incredible spots. I'm anxious to see what both Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed do in this match because
Bronson
both of
stay from no top of the cage this year.
Like,
no.
Do you think he like?
No, he doesn't.
I could see him actually going up for it again.
No,
they
lost
doesn't. Seth, don't do it again. Don't ruin the Vision anymore.
And because he's changed the way that he does the tsunami since then, he does more of the Snoop Dogg land on your feet first on his tsunamis. So he can't do that coming off of there. So he's gonna limit it to middle or top rope. But yeah,
have Logan do the fuck, because if he gets hurt, it doesn't matter. He's gonna be gone to the Rumble anyways. Just have Logan do.
Let Logan go up there, have the phone up there, do
the OMG moment of the night.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And then
I feel like Bronson will tease it but not do it, or something.
I agree. They'll stop him.
Yeah.
And
it's
even
like it's like what's it like Tanahashi climbing the cage.
No. Yeah. Or even then, we're talking about people eat the pin. I could easily see them have Logan Paul pin CM Punk because they're clearly setting that up for, I feel like, a Saturday Night's Main Event or something of Punk defending against Logan, right? They've kind of teased us a few times. So I could see something like that. That's what I mean. I feel like if the baby faces just win, it's just the Vision looks dumb. Like Logan Paul shouldn't get a title shot and Brock doesn't seem as dangerous, right? Like it feels like it doesn't really make much story sense. And Drew. Oh, if the baby faces win, Drew's going to take the fucking pin. Watch.
Cody pinning Drew.
We're done. It's over with, So that's the thing where it just doesn't make sense. But let's see. Kevin's... Go ahead. I'll go to that after.
I was going to say, now you guys lay it out, I do feel like men's war games, definitely a heel win, which also changes. Like I was thinking maybe heels win women's, but that one also you guys made sense. I don't think they want AJ Lee losing like her second match back. So I think women's faces win, men heels win.
Yeah, and it's just better story-wise. Sets up a lot of stuff. Ken says, can we say the only match we care about is the men's war game? No, because AJ Lee and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky are in the women's war game. And I'm actually the women's war game to me has made more sense story-wise of the groups getting together. The men's one feels the most forced. It feels at times like a WWE universe, like Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, Brock. Like it feels, and even then, like I know they haven't really explained it because I watched the ending of Raw, which we'll talk about in a second, but there's a moment where Brock, when he F5s Cody and he goes and he high-fives Heyman, it's like they never explained how like they got on the same page. Like they did a year-long story of he went with Roman and they turned on him and all this stuff, but it's just like, nah, Brock and Paul, they're just cool again. Like the men's one feels very like we need to do a War Games match this year, where the women's, to me, one, I like a lot of the ladies in there, but it just feels more of a natural story of far as like, okay, a bunch of people are fighting, let's get together. And I'll disagree, Ken, that I don't think Brock is going to wrestle first, unless you mean first of the night. Then if they were to switch those, if they were to have like the men's open, which I don't think they would, I still think the heels would win. But even though that would be like a start on a downer night, I just think they'd have to do some sort of crazy spot that, like I said, like Logan Paul get Brock doing the shooting star press. Make him bust it out again. He's gonna remember what you did in OVW. You're gonna do it. But no, I don't think they're gonna flip him just because I feel that's where the women's I think has a more natural story, but because the vision and there's 2 world champions on the men's one, I think the men's one seems bigger on paper. So that's why I don't think they'll do that. So.
Yeah, there's so many storylines within the women's one where you have the tag championship storyline, and even within the tag championships, you've got Alexa Bliss facing off against Nia Jax. Those two used to have the best friends storyline. You have Becky and AJ. Just
Becky and Charlotte too. They can do that too, right?
There's just so many built-in mini storylines in there that it's just better. And then when it comes to the Vision versus the baby faces, it's all right. Let's take the big group of bad guys versus all the baby faces that we can gather. And here's we need a War Games match. It's kind of like how people talk about Hell in a Cell. It should be a feud ender, not it's time for Hell in a Cell.
And some of it's not their fault too, because like if Seth was here, that would work better too, right? Because with Seth, you had the Punk tie-in and Roman, so it's not 100% their fault because they lost the main piece of that story. But
I do wish this was closer to Seth's return because it would be hilarious for him to pull a CM Punk at the end of this and do the walkout. Yes.
Yeah, and even then, you could have him on the men's, like for drama and whatnot. He'll never team with Roman again. But yeah, I wanted to mention I'm hoping, because I told you in Discord, I'm hoping after this, obviously stuck on SmackDown, but man, they need to give Cody like a good story, or he needs to lose it to Drew, because luckily he cut that promo on SmackDown. It was great, but I was sitting there, I was watching, because I was gonna tune out, but I was changing diapers, so I'm like, okay, I'll just keep this on, I'll see what's happening. And so I watched, okay, they come one by one of the heels and the baby faces, and Cody gets his pop. But I realized, like, when Brock came down and him and Cody faced off, there wasn't like a huge reception. And then when Roman came down, he got all of that, right? He got the hoopla and everything. So it's just like we've talked about before, where there's like rumored backstage politics between Roman and Cody of like trying to be the top guy. And I'm saying, as a number one Cody Rhodes fanboy, Cody, you need to watch yourself, because Roman he's gaining on you.
The supposed rumors that Roman didn't want to do the team with Cody unless they're fighting for the title at Mania.
Yeah, which I'm glad that Cody, even if he lied about it or just said no, like you put him on the team, he should, because like
he's trying to save us from Roman versus Jay.
Oh my god, the tribal hair, but like that's the thing. To me, it's like, yeah, Roman right now, the reason he gets, not the only reason, but he can get these big pops and sustain them, be kind of coming back up as the main guy, is because he does take these breaks, right? Where that's where I get still annoyed, because like Cody's there every week, and he's there every week on SmackDown, where like they don't got much for him right now. Where Roman, he just gets to come back and do his cool stuff. But I felt like the past few times that's happened, Cody was still neck and neck. But on Raw, and it could just be like crowds, that's why I'm going to be monitoring the situation. But on Raw, it's like, oh man, it felt like, especially with the entrances, but it felt like Cody was a step below. So I'm interested to see how Survivor Series is and the interactions and the crowd reception, because it does feel like Roman's getting that momentum to be like, he wants to be QB1 again. He wants to be the guy. What I think they'll probably do is just separate them and have them on separate brands. But that's something that's going to be like in real life a potential issue. Because even when Rock and Austin are great friends now, but that
WrestleMania the true 15, needle mover.
Yeah, WrestleMania 15 to 17, they said like back in those days they didn't really get along, because it was just that. It was business of like, well, no, I want to be on top. No, I want to be on top, right? So I'm just saying, Cody, great job that promo on Friday. You got to keep bringing it. You got to keep the heat, because I can feel that wave of momentum. And for me, it's going to be really interesting to see what both their matches are, because I actually think, like, I know that is a rumor that he wants to do his Jay storyline. Like, I think if Roman does that Jay storyline, that will cool Roman off, because I don't think that's going to be a great story or a great match. And if you give Punk and Cody a match, then they're going to steal that Mania. But I don't know. I'm really hoping my pitch is saying, I've been pitching Rhea and Stephanie. I really hope they just say fuck it and they do Punk and Roman. Punk, sorry, you're laying down. We gave you the title. Roman gets a win, and then Raw after you start to set up Roman and Braun. Because I just think Roman and Punk has so much juice, and last year they barely tapped into it because they introduced Seth in the storyline, so it was like kind of awkward. Obviously, it worked out, and then it didn't work out because of the injury, but because they were setting up the vision. But like Roman and Punk, there's so much still meat on the bone there, but I don't know if they will if they want to do that solely. So I don't know. I'm interested to see the fallout of this match and see what could happen. But because we're getting close to the Mania season, and like I said, Cody, I still don't know if it's even then like. If it's if it's not Punk and Roman, like who would Punk lose the title to until then? Would they fucking have him lose it to Braun, and then Braun and Brock is like a WrestleMania title match? Like that sounds like a nightmare for me. Like I don't know, do they have like Gunther get his win back? Like I think Punk, because did we do a cast since Punk had won the title?
I don't think so.
No, I guess we never talked about
because that was like November 1st.
Yeah, right. It was close to the stream, so that's the thing. Like because I know even then there were people that, and I didn't believe it, but people after the fact did say, yeah, there were talks. They were thinking about going the Punk and Cody direction. I was like, okay, I never bought that, but I guess so. But now, obviously, that could really change. And I don't know what would like Punk's held the title longer than I thought he ever would. To be honest, I always thought it would be like the Shawn Michaels run, like he'd be losing it now, but he's gonna have it at least I'd say until the Rumble, but then Chicago's just around the corner. So do you not have him be champ at Chicago? Like, I don't know. I don't know what they're
like winning the Chamber in Chicago or something.
Yeah,
like that.
that's true. But couldn't he also just be defending the title in the Chamber in Chicago, right? Like, what if a Raw guy wins the Rumble and says, "Hey, I'm coming after the Raw title," and then you have him win it there? Like, now I actually think there's a chance Punk could hold the title.
For like the men's Royal Rumble.
It was Jay Lashley with Gunther.
Yeah.
And then it was Cody who was on Raw when he won it, but he went for SmackDown. Actually, he was on Raw both times, and he went for SmackDown. So
I'm trying to think. There was something about Mania this year where it was like, I think. Oh no, it was that both the Rumble winners were on night 1, and both the Chamber winners were on night 2. Is what I was thinking of for this year.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, what do you guys feel now? Because now Punk has it. We kind of thought that would be the case, but you never know. Jey Uso, they like to strap him. I do agree with people that it is kind of funny. Like, I do feel like the crowd union is dying a bit down. When they do those pan outs now, it's
I don't know. Like, on SmackDown, that was like...
Okay, I didn't see
he
SmackDown.
Was getting a giga pop when he came out.
Oh, was he? Okay, so it's just... Maybe that Raw crowd just sucked then. Because that was the same crowd I saw when he came out, him and Jimmy, and it was like 50, or I'll say 60% of the people doing it, but maybe that Raw crowd just sucked because even the reception for Cody. But yeah, what do you guys see now? That Punk's champion, is he keeping this to Mania? Is he losing along the way? Like, because obviously, I don't think they're doing Cody and Punk for title. They're not doing that again. So, what do we think of a Punk on the title?
I think he's keeping it till Mania and then losing it there.
Okay, keeping it in the Mania.
Yeah,
who's he losing it to?
That one, I'm not sure. Initially, I thought Gunther, because
I'd be down for them running back.
Gunther. I would like it, but I don't think it would happen.
Well, they fit so well together, and then having Gunther win on the WrestleMania stage again, I could definitely see them take.
He lost to Sammy and then lost to Jay. He needs him. He needs
him having that title match on the WrestleMania stage. I'm sorry again. I see that being
he needs a win.
A thing. So, plus, they love Gunther. Having him have a strong win against somebody like CM Punk, I think would just work for that. So that's what I think. I think that they're going to have him keep it through the Chicago match because they're building up this Chicago return and things like that. And I think they want to do that. And the fact that Chicago had become the unofficial second home of AEW, I think pettily they want to burn it down in Chicago and have that.
And they're doing the United Center too,
where Punk came back,
which
right?
They never do. They only did Allstate Arena.
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's a tough thing because there's a lot of people where it's just like same thing. I'm with S Bubs. Like I would be completely fine because I loved Punk and Gunther. I'd be completely fine with them running that back. I think it'd be good for Gunther. He needs a big WrestleMania win. I don't think it'll happen, but then if that's the case, like I don't know what they're doing with Gunther at Mania because I would have thought they did him and Brock.
I feel like we're getting like a Gunther Ilya stare down like in the Rumble, and they're gonna do some match at WrestleMania to run it back.
I guess again, I just feel like such a big step down. Like that to me should be like when Ilya is going for like the world title and Gunther's holding that. Like for the United States, like. And then what? Like Gunther wins the United States title, and then he gets to cut the fucking bad like foreign baby face. Like it's tough, and that's a good problem they have is they have lots of top guys, right? So when someone goes down injured, we could put that person there, put that person, but it's just tough. And I really don't hope they're doing Roman and Jay. Like if they're doing Roman and Jay, that's real bad in my opinion. Like,
tribal combat.
Could like.
Here's something that would be funny, and they could use it to sell merch. Gunther wins the U.S. title, brings back the UK title so that they could sell those replica belts again.
You know what? I'm not opposed. It'd be kind of fun. You know, or you can go old school. They bring back the European title. You know, they do
Yeah, because
that. You know,
I'm not gonna lie, that UK title belt, I used to love the look
Oh,
of that,
The
and I was
UK
like,
title
man.
is an awesome looking title.
great.
So, but I could see him bringing that back after winning the U.S. title.
Okay. Spubs, what's your prediction for? I literally have. I
For
I guess I didn't say.
doing at Mania.
Well, I said Gunther Punk we're talking about now because I was gonna say I literally have nothing. I'm gonna just Hail Mary and I am gonna say that they're gonna pivot to Roman and Punk. I actually don't, but I just don't have any other route they could go. So that's what I'm gonna say, that they're gonna wake up and be like, you know what, let's just do this and Punk will agree to do business. But what's your
Yeah, I
prediction?
mean, I
Gunther,
feel
I don't
like
know.
I feel like, yeah, Roman Punk is definitely possible. I'm kind of still on the Punk and Cody train, but I do think it'd kind of be weird. I mean, I don't know, because it'd be weird to do, like, let's say, like, he loses it, like, at the Rumble, and then, like, wins Chamber to go for, like, the other title. For like,
You'd want to go for the one you
title.
lost, wouldn't you? Like
Yeah.
you want to go, especially if it's a heel. Like unless it's a baby face and it's like a respect thing, it's like you would go for the heel, right? So that's why could it be Cody that loses the title? But same thing, why would he go for Punk's world title? Like that's why I legitimately think those plans are off this year because I feel like it's an awkward way to get to Punk and Cody. Now I feel like next year or whenever I think, or even a SummerSlam, they're definitely gonna do it. But now I just feel like with this year, I don't know. Like I even be fine with Gunther and Cody to be honest, because like I've liked that match. They did that Rumble stare down. Like have Gunther win the Rumble and have Gunther and Cody and just build them. And like he could beat Cena and then win the Rumble and go to Cody. You could believe he could beat Cody at Mania. You know, so.
Yeah, I had something for Gunther, and now it just. Oh yeah, when I was picking, like, and this is like a few podcasts ago where we were like, I forget what we were fantasy booking, but
Like
we were
long-term
fantasy
WrestleMania,
booking,
probably.
yeah, something like that, where we were talking about Jericho plans at Mania.
Oh
and one of
God,
mine
right?
was
Yeah.
Gunther match.
Yeah.
I actually think my two predictions that I had for that one that were both like sort of mean but sort of ones I think could actually happen, both actually do have a chance of happening. One of which was Jericho versus Gunther, and they just try to have a good match for Jericho to say, look, I can still
I
go
can still
and
go.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then my other pick that I said I could see happening is he tries to find a young guy to help and put over, and by put over it just means beating them, which would be Jericho versus Dom for the IC title.
Oh yeah,
And says
I
he's
could
like the
see
greatest
that.
IC champion of all time and stuff.
Yeah, I could see that
And that's
more
what
than
you
the
do.
Gunther one. I think Gunther he would go like, I'm not doing that. I think Gunther. I think Gunther for Mania might put his foot down and go, I'm not doing that, because we have heard of times where Gunther was like, because apparently he didn't want to lose to Chad Gable. Like, I'm not doing that. So I think with Jericho, he would for Raw or Saturday Night's Main Event. Sure, WrestleMania. I don't know about that, but yeah, I guess we'll have to see. And like, do we have anything non or just WWE related to talk about before we go to Full Gear here? I got a perfect transition, but I'm not going to use it till I know we're in the clear.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
good.
really think so.
Okay. If it comes back up, we'll circle back. But, just to do, because just on Instagram, Bailey has posted this photo of her and Chris Statlander together. Listen to my pitch also because she did the Bailey Belly, but, good way to transition that,
I saw on Twitter also she posted like a photo or stuff like right as the move happened.
Oh, I missed that. Pam, just do it. Just take the chance. Just come on over. Come out. You and Mercedes can get a proper women's tag title run. Lots of fun stuff we could do over here. You're doing nothing there. Like, come on, just come over. But last night was Full Gear. I saw every match but the women's whatever, because last night we were filming at GeekVerse, so I had to watch half last night, the back half, and then this morning I didn't have time to watch like the 4 teams winning together, so I don't know what happened there, but watched the rest of the card there. And they also did the full thing again where they had like the pre-show match go over. It's like, you can do that again, but don't do that right after you just did it. Like, it feels
Yeah, I'm not a fan of doing that, running that back to back.
Yeah.
One-offs here and there, maybe doing
Yes.
it once a year, okay, but let's not have that be the thing of, oh, you have to tune in because it's gonna bleed up. No, can we just? I miss the full on start of a pay per view, just having the
Promo
explosions,
package,
having the
pyro,
promo,
yeah.
all that other things, and then going into your big match. Like, unless that leadoff match is something that is a good match that you think to yourself, man, why isn't this on the main show? And then it bleeds
Yes.
over. Okay, but just every single time, no.
Yeah, and the FTR one to me made sense of one, they're kind of setting up FTR to be the tag champions, which we'll talk about. So it's okay, get them on the main card technically. And to me, that was just fun. Where now, if you do it, you start to get into like, okay, I'm worried that's going to be talking about like TK's things that he likes to spam. And I'm worried that's going to be something now like, oh, we got to make sure. Because I can see the pitch of, oh, people might buy it to see the end result. But I don't think they're seeing the end result of like the CMLL 6-man tag. Like, and the difference too with the FTR versus Jet Speed, that was for nothing, but the match was great. So it was like really, it was like, okay, I do want to finish this. Where the CML, like, yeah, it was fine all, but Kevin is right. If you're a vampire like drink blood, last night was for you. And that goes into like actually one of my cons of this, where I thought this was a good show. I would have to look. I think this was maybe for me the weakest AEW show of the year, and it's not. Some matches I don't think deliver, but also it's just the pacing of them. And I talk about in Discord where to have like two like pretty much no DQ matches back to back, and then the steel cage, and all of them were blood. Like it felt very samey near the end. Like to me, you have to sprinkle that out. It's what we've talked about before, and just when you're watching aesthetic wise, if you're doing these long shows and you're not in a specific territory, do the afternoon pay-per-views. Because this morning I watched I watched Darby and Pac, and I watched FTR versus Bandito. The crowd for those matches, super hot. They're super into it. All the near falls. The last three matches of this event, you could think they're not like any main event matches at all. It is very quiet. Of course, there's some big spots they still cheering, but it's like throughout, it takes a while. So that really felt it. But I just felt the pacing was like a little bit off with the show. So I still had a good time, but I think it just... There was, like I said, the pacing, the booking of it, the match order, and just certain things like we talked about before don't have to be like, I like seeing all the women, but I'd rather just let them do their semifinals on this match.
That's
Kick
what
a
I
couple
was
other
thinking too,
like
instead of doing like the 4-way women's tag, like you could have just done like one of the semifinals matches here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's just there's this card and things about it. You could just recycle or reorder and change a few things, and the show would be better overall. So I still had a good time with it, but I think it was one of their weaker ones where I think has been unfortunate, because I do think that like AWTV is like it's not that they're not directionless right now. They're just stuck in a lot of the similar storylines they've been for a while. I'm hoping with the Elite and with Swerve back, which we'll talk about, I'm hoping we're kind of gonna get some new juice and some new directions. But then you still have on this card like Ricochet and Bobby Lashley fighting again. So it's like, fuck, like are we like, so I don't know. I'm for a lot of this card and the results, I have a wait and see attitude, but the show itself I thought was a good show, not a great show. But David, what do you think of Full Gear?
I think the same thing. I think it started off strong. Honestly, the opening match was my favorite of the matches, and I think a lot of that has to do with as the final matches got going with all the blood, with everything else, it started to feel very repetitive. When I was watching the women's match with all four teams, I thought to myself that, and I started thinking about the tag team ladder match that they had during the pandemic where everyone was injured, so they had one person from each team compete for the titles. I was thinking, I was like, man, I would rather they have done this, one person from each team, and they do a fatal 4-way that way.
I would.
And then whoever wins that, their team gets to pick the stipulation.
Yeah.
I think,
and you can have their partners in their corner too, and you can have them like brawl on the outside. Like you get them all screen time too, you know.
Yeah,
so.
Everyone still gets shine because it's a fatal 4-way, so there's no DQ, so you can have the partners interfere here and there, but it mixes it up a little bit, because I don't think a full on 8-man tag was really what was needed. So, and there was just some other nitpicky items that I was just like, oh, okay. And the ending felt very flat. There were times when I felt like the crowd was just completely dead during some of Samoa Joe's spots, and I felt bad for him because I was like, all right, he's doing
This
his
man's
best.
about to die. He's bleeding
Yeah.
a whole quart of blood, and no one's reacting at all. Like that's one of the biggest blade jobs I've seen in this, maybe ever, but definitely this decade or last two decades.
It's up there with the Eddie Guerrero
Yes.
JBL match. Like it's
Literally,
up there with
when
that.
he held his title up, he like the blood was going
Oh,
on,
yeah,
and he had to
he,
spit it out.
like,
He's multiple times. It's not just one. He's multiple, and this is at the end of the match. He got busted open maybe 2 minutes into it or something. Like he's literally splitting
I think
blood
that's what
out.
it
You know,
like 3 minutes in.
okay, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
He's literally he's splitting blood, and even I love. There's a shot when Swerve came out. Like it looked like Joe wasn't paying attention at all because he did this and he's like, oh my god, like he was just like, I'm fucking bleeding so much, and he's like trying to sell this return. He's like, I just want to get to the back, but he can't use the towel because he wants to look cool. So he's just like, oh my god, like what's happening? Like,
I felt bad for one of the members of the Ops Dojo because he's wearing a pair of all white Air Forces and he gets knocked out and you can just see the bottom of them are red. They are just covered in blood. I'm like, oh, dude,
even
you're not
when the
getting
ref,
that round.
when he took his bump and he got up, he was covered in blood. He looked like he had a gut.
There's like one of the like corners they were fighting in. Like the ropes, like near the ring post, were like completely red.
Yes.
Like,
well, and that's what I noticed first because like it was an awkward shot where Joe was in the corner and he's doing the boots and stuff, and you could tell he's bleeding. But when he got up and that bottom turnbuckle was just covered, it's like, oh my god, he's got a gusher there, and that's where it's like, I'm not some guy from the like a Bully Ray podcast where it's just like people bleed too much, but like that was the problem with Kyle O'Reilly and Moxley doing that, and then Fletcher and Briscoe. Just not only in the same night, but doing it so close, it almost like lost the effect for people. But imagine last night if no one bled, and then that was it. It would have like really. It still felt like that, but it really would have had like a big
think of, like,
crowd
if
thing.
At Revolution, when like Tony did like the crazy blade job, I'm trying to think if anyone on that show before that match was like really bleeding. I can't really remember that much.
I don't think so.
Look at
but
the match card, but that's the thing because I remember people saying like that was a really good blade job, like one people remember, and I don't think so. I mean, maybe if they did, they weren't that much or that.
I don't think so because here were the matches before. It was Hangman and MJF, and that was just like a wrestling one, and then it was Mercedes versus Momo Watanabe, Swerve versus Ricochet, and then Okada versus Brody, and Hurt Syndicate versus the Outrunners, which are definitely not having it. Yeah, and that's why the Joe thing would have. It still hit because the amount he was bleeding, but if they and even if you want to have another blood match, then put Kyle and Mox first or something. Yeah, like and even then Kyle won by so it's like a babyface win. So it's that's where stuff like the Joe thing. It's just they kind of robbed him with the crowd and they robbed him with the booking of when the match was. So
yeah, after the Joe O'Reilly one, I felt like people were just kind of burnt out, and then again you get to that final match, and there were moments, and other than some people like I was confused. Was there something special going on that Hangman came out to the song from Red Dead Redemption and had
I don't know. Is that his new theme now? I don't know.
It was just weird. I thought that was like the beginning of a promo package, like how they had the girl who whistled him out one time, or how they've had other times where he does something and then it gets to his music. Yeah. I'm like, he just changed back to his his babyface theme music, and now you have him coming out to the music from Red Dead. I'm like, okay,
is it because his title? He's losing his title.
I was like, is it because Will Ospreay's not on the show, so you needed somebody to have some type of tie-in?
Sponsorship,
yeah. I did like the stage though. The stage, because when he came out and it was like a triangle stage, and when he walked by, I did actually like the cube.
Was there any major like DC? Like
nope.
cosplays?
No.
No.
Megan Bain and Penelope did Harley and Poison Ivy.
They've done that before. They did that for the Halloween episode. Yeah. So it's like,
but they've been having the DC sponsorship across the side rails for the last couple of weeks.
You're right. It's
because I remember like they were specifically like. Every time like Shivani would like read it was like Full Gear presented by DC, like it was like, and like the logo like on the stage it had like the big DC logo and everything. So I was just surprised, like it's unrelated from anything we were talking about.
Absolutely, and Ricochet has that Nightwing gear. Like there were so many options,
but to use that gear because that gear I don't like that gear.
But bust out for the show though, it's a DC show. Like, oh god, I'm winning the title, but
He
Yeah.
can do some other DC superhero, just not that gear.
What did you think of the show, I suppose, before we go match by match here?
Like I said, I didn't see all of it. I
Mm-hmm.
really only tuned in for like the last half, so it was more noticeable for me, I guess, the crowd.
Yeah, I
Since
guess
I
so.
just
Yeah.
like came into it with like not much, but I mean, from the matches I did see, I enjoyed it. And yeah, I tuned in for the ones I was really most interested in. So we'll talk about that once we get to talk about the matches one by one, I guess.
Okay, so
But
then we
I
start.
thought,
Oh, go on.
yeah. No, I was just gonna say, from what I saw, good show, and I saw people liking it. Besides, really the ending of the show.
Yeah, we'll get there. We started with Pac and Darby, who Pac has just fucking taken like the Incredible Hulk syndrome. He is massive, and I even said, because I haven't seen him wrestle, I'm like, I wonder if he can still do all his flips and stuff. He's still moving, still doing it. It's just this guy is a freak of nature. But right, like. Right, I really liked this match. I thought it was great. I think Darby is his best when either he's in weapons or he's versing a really big dude. Go watch him and Joe on Dynamite one year. That was incredible. Like, and now Pac is a big dude, even though he's like a cruiser, like weight. He's like a big dude now. The only thing I would change is I don't think he needed any interference to beat Darby. He's recovering from burns. Great spot where he takes off the bandages, and I think they were like some gimmicked fake like welts, but they had welts on Darby's arm, and he starts to snake bite it. It's like, oh, that like they made Pac so evil, and I was like, you don't need like it's fine if Darby loses because he's recovering from second degree burns here, but of course, I suppose Boy Yuta came in, interfered, and then he used the bat. But I love the entrance. I love Darby in the hospital. I love when he came down with the big jacket covering like his burns and everything. Like very good. Like Darby is obviously like I'm glad they didn't do it all in, but Darby is given that energy. Like you could strap him with the world title soon. I think they're gonna in the next year or so. I guess that depends on Ospreay, but even then you can give him a McFoley run. But I've had this thing too,
This Hangman reign was just to give it to the fans before they get back to the real.
Pretty much maybe, but I don't know which way they're gonna go. If they're gonna with Moxley, because we all know, and we'll get there, Moxley's getting kicked out very soon. He's tapped up for the third time in a month, and even then, like
the backstage promo that
I did, yeah. And even in the video on the pay-per-view last night when Moxley left to the crowd, they just had this shot of Claudio and Garcia staring at each other for like 10 seconds, and it's like, okay, they're gonna mafia him out. But my question is just like, who's the leader? And I think they're gonna give it to Claudio, but like I would prefer Pac, to be honest, because I think he's more vicious and he's a better promo than Claudio. This side, 4 rings, 1 corner. You've seen that pipe bomb before, right? I suppose. Yeah, it was the worst. You could tell they were giving him a shot, like go say what you want, and he flubbed his lines. And as a Claudio, like big homer for Cesaro, I was like, oh no, you lost, and then he jobbed out to Bad News Barrett. But I kind of would prefer Pac to be the leader. They might not do a leader. They might just do a group thing. Fuck, they may make Marina the leader, which would be cool because she's been also like doing great stuff lately too. But I it wasn't my favorite match, David, but I think it was my second favorite. I loved this one a lot. It was a good real opener for the pay-per-view. But
yeah, I like some spots in here, like the Darby drop kick to the outside to the seated.
Oh
Pac
my
being
god!
seated.
Bad bump for everybody. Bad bump for like in a good way, but like Darby's just landing on his ass in the concrete. Pac's taking all the momentum. Thank God he's jacked to the gills. But like,
Yeah.
oh my god!
The Braun Breaker style lariat from Pac when he's back and forth and it just hits with that lariat, man. And then that shot with the bat at the end. I mean, he took Darby's head off with that, and I was just like, yeah, this was pretty good. So I like the match overall, and I think again the fact that it wasn't all blood, like they just went out there and just went for it, is what solidifies it as my favorite of the night.
Pac came off as a nasty heel, and there was no blood. He just came off as like a big bully, and he was just like, "I'm gonna hurt this guy before I beat him," and he did. Obviously, he's still cheap, but like that's what it felt like. I at times didn't even feel like he was trying to win the match. Just felt like I'm gonna injure this guy more, and he didn't even need blood. It was a couple bandages, got the job done. You know,
I could have gone without the Wheeler Yuta spot. I could go without Wheeler Yuta, period. But
oh my god. I'll defend him a little, not today, but a little.
He's just a sniveling guy who runs in there and just looks like a weasel, and that's his role now. But other than that, no, they had they had a great match with a lot of great spots, and like they truly went for it. And I was like, all right, cool.
David, you have anything on the 4-way tag match with the women? We didn't see it, so
Yeah, so I will say this: the entrances really they let some pay-per-views they don't, and some shows with WWE they don't let the entrances really breathe. Like they rush and they may let like one entrance really shine, but they don't let all of them. For this, I was glad that they let all these participants have their entrances and have their fun with it. Every woman in this did get a chance to shine, but like I said, I wish it would have just been one from each team. With then you could have had your partner out there, but just one for each team. Fatal 4-way to see who gets it. Now my favorite spot though was Megan Bain does this this pressing drop, and she drops her opponent onto Moreno, who's lying on the ground waiting to receive, and drops her into a sleeper. And I was like, that was pretty dope. But other than that, it was just like, all right, the women got their shine. Tony Storm wins. Cool match, but nothing to really write home about, and that was it.
yeah. No, Megan Bain, they got something special there. I can't remember when her contract. I know she signed recently, but they got to be careful with her. I just
think
feel
the thing with her is like she was signed for like a full year
Yeah,
and
and
a
they did
half or
nothing.
something, and they didn't use her at all. So
Yeah.
I don't really know when her contract is.
Yeah. They gotta be careful. I just feel like WWE would snipe that one because she's got a lot of talent. I actually have my prediction. I feel like she's gonna beat Chris for the world title. I think that's whenever they do that. I think that's the message there. And her Marina, like, I don't want Penelope Ford to be out of this because she got injured. That sucks. She should have been there. But Megan May and Marina have actually worked quite well together as a team. And even Marina, she's like really finally coming into her own here because for a while she was, I'll say very. Like she was fine, but like, and even then, it's just the character amount. But after that, we had my favorite match tonight, FTR, and I'm a mark for my losers, Bro Dito. Tony Khan, you bastard. You better, this better not be the end of it. This better not be like, oh, that was fun, and we never return this again. I still will stand by. I don't think Edge and Christian and FTR need the titles. They pile droved Edge's wife. They don't also need, we're coming for you and those tag titles. Like, I know what, I can hear the promo already. Like, and you know how I can hurt you the most is by taking those, like, I know what they're going to,
and you're getting a TLC match too.
Please don't put them in
They're
that.
gonna do it for
I
sure.
know they're gonna. I thought about the last night. I was like, please don't do them in TLC. Don't make them be, because Edge is gonna go fucking crazy and he's gonna do something he shouldn't.
They're gonna do the hanging from the ladder spot, and he's gonna go for it.
God, don't. He broke his ankle. It's like the Bronson Reed thing. Don't do it again. But this match for me was great. I love Bro Dito so much. They like that's the awards tag team we're like, you fucking know I'm picking. Like the last night was so good. The drama, the attention, their combo moves. Like I just love them so much. And FTR, when they're put in the position where they, you know, they're not with the Outrunners or just doing some comedy stuff, like they are probably still the best tag. I'll say they're the best tag team of like the last decade. They are up there with the greats. So this was fantastic. They already had a really good match before, but they got longer time here. And yeah, I hope there's a history where Edge and Christian beat FTR and Bro Dito beat Edge and Christian. Like I do not want this to be done. I feel like for the first time since Aleister Black or Malachi Black left, like Brody King's felt like important to the show, not just like, oh, he's really dangerous, and then he jobs to every fucking guy on the roster. And Bandito, it's great that he's ROH champion, but not enough people are watching ROH to like know that run.
I feel like he needs to drop that ROH title, and like if they do break up Brodito, like he needs to be going for like the world title. Like
I agree. ROH is like a anchor to these people. But yeah, that was my match of the night, was Brody and FTR. I just love this, and I'm gonna be very sad if like next week on Dynamite, Bandito eats like a fucking clothesline from Brody King, and they're doing like Brody King versus Bandito for the ROH title. I could see them doing that. I really don't want them to. Like the juice is not there. You get one match, cool. The juice is in. Make Brodito a long-term tag team. They can do single stuff, but no, I thought this was great. But yeah, I guess we're maybe at World's End. I guess FTR, Edge, and Christian titles, and I get it. You want them to have the lineage. I'm not opposed to them.
When's the next show in Canada? That's when they'll do it.
Can't do it in Toronto, I guess. You can't do it. You can't do it there. But yeah, Dave, what do you think of this one?
I thought it was a good match. I really liked Stokely's entrance beforehand with
Yeah.
a nod to the movie Belly with the entrance, and I was like, okay, but then just for FTR to come out like normal, I thought it was going to be a full entrance. Nope, it was just a moment for Stokely to shine, which I like.
Did you see when Stokely didn't catch Brody too? That was
yes.
real bad. There's a lot of that last night where he's doing a spot where Cash is on, or it's Dax outside. Brody is going to do the suicide dive. So the spot is Stokely's going to push Dax, so he takes the hit. He pushed him so much that when Brody went, it was just nothing but floor. He still sold like he hit him, but he took one too many steps, and poor Brody just landed right on the fucking concrete. I was like, oh my god. And so I don't forget, fucking Luchasaurus did that to Nick Jackson later on in the night, where Nick Jackson did like the flip.
From people who were at the show, I saw multiple people saying like the crowd was already like getting tired, but like Nick Jackson, like that bump was like. It like silenced the crowd.
Oh, really? It looked bad, but all what happened was the same thing. I think like Luchasaurus just slipped getting up.
He was
but
fine, but like I saw from multiple people like who tweeted like that was like the moment that like got people like
it looked like a bad
just
botch.
scared for his life.
Well, that's you could tell for a second. You look at his face; he's a little pissed. It's like he's doing this flip, and no one's there to catch him. And Kenny broke character. Like you could see, he made it look like he's tongue Luchasaurus, but he was definitely looking at Nick like, "You good?" Like there's 2 times last night where the big these people are doing big flips or a big guy, and they're just getting dropped. They're getting the Tiffany Stratton thing. I'm like, oh my god, I felt so bad for Brody, but
I did like the finishing sequence to this, and I love the moment with Brodito where he's just facing off and he's staggering, but he gets up and he does the finger guns anyway. I was just like, all right, so it was good shine for them, even in losing. I'm anxious to see where if they continue the Brodito path, or if they both go on to have a singles run but still look good, because like I said, even though they lost the championships, they looked amazing in this match.
Yeah, they did. And like I said, they found lightning in a bottle here. So just keep it up, keep doing it. So we'll see. Next we have, and this was a match. We had the gauntlet. We had Ricochet winning here the national championship. I'm all negative on this for the most part, because I saw on Twitter lots of people like, this is the best one. I cannot be on that thing. I did not like the opening of Shelton and Bobby just like pretending to chain wrestle for 2 minutes till someone came in. I hate Ricochet as a winner for what they've been doing with it lately, because I said this before, they made him look like an idiot, but then they did this like psycho loser gimmick. That was cool. But then this week they had Bobby literally just like local town jobber him in a match. Like Ricochet got a few things of offense, and some of that was because people were interfering for him. So for me, this title, like right off the bat, I don't care about it, because you just had this guy who just got jobbed out like 4 days ago win the title. Maybe if they find a way to do like really old school, no, you can't do like old school Ric Flair, because of the idea is, he's a heel that always finds a way to win. But it's like Rick could still like wrestle, where like Ricochet couldn't this week. So I get like in a couple months they'll forget that, and Ricochet will be putting on 4 stars and flipping around. I have no problem with him as a wrestler, but I hated just most about this. I think the match was like fun enough. Gauntlets are always fun, but I hated a lot of the decision making in this, and Ricochet was not the time. But I think they're just rewarding him because he's taken a lot of big time losses since he's been here. So
there was a rumor that he was supposedly gonna win the TNT title earlier this year, and like plans changed. So this might just be
okay.
like
Plans change, pal.
Yeah.
This I have in my notes for this match that it was a wasted opportunity to start off with Bobby and Shelton, because I feel like they could have had more wrestling moments. They locked up a little bit, did some freestyle wrestling, then they would back up, and it was just like a real waste of time. Now it was a funny spot with Ricochet when he had the mic and he was driving into MVP. He's like, you see that, AJ? That's 5 big booms right there. So
that's who's going to be defending that title again soon, is fucking AJ Boom or whatever.
Yeah, that made me laugh. The attempted suicide dive to the outside where he gets uppercutted by Claudio, I was like, God damn. But I don't think that for this being the first time that this belt is being presented to somebody, having it in this style of match, I don't think was the best style to anoint somebody. Now, if there was a situation where someone got injured and we had a vacated championship, or you were doing this for the right to face off For the inaugural championship, okay, but for this to be the crowning moment and then have it as a just slide and roll up, steal the match type deal, I don't know. I really didn't fit for me.
I will say another spot I really liked in this match was when the Death Riders were doing like their train of uppercuts in the corner, and he
Mhm.
just like ran in and joined them. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. I like the look of the title too. I like the classic, like very NWA 80s
I
with
mean,
the
it is
reds.
just like the like people would say it is just the NWA one with AEW instead of
Yeah.
NWA.
So I like that. We had Kyle Riley versus John Moxley. John Moxley tapped again. Thought this was good, but again, I would have had this somewhere else or just a straight match because we were getting weapons and blood later. Just became a fork match pretty much. And yeah, it was. This match was good, but I thought it was going to be better. But I will say that I appreciate that Kyle Riley has this big performance in Blood and Guts. He gets the win there. He gets the win here. This is, I think, a bad TK trait sometimes. They're now, okay, follow up. Put Kyle Riley in the Continental Classic. Have him get some actual wins against big people and not just have this, oh, yeah, I pushed
Well,
him
did
for
you
a
see
month and I love Kyle Riley.
news
No.
that
What
there
news?
was that there? I think on the presser, Tony said that Kyle was like injured and not going to be in the C2.
Fucking Christ. I guess, again, I won't blame them there because if he's injured, then that happens. But that sucks because it feels like Kyle Riley, since he's been in the AEW, been super lost. It felt like when they did the Undisputed Era, that was going to be the moment where, oh, we can get them back, like heat them up. That didn't really work, and Adam Cole's injured. So it felt like for the first time ever, he finally was getting momentum. So that really sucks. But I thought this was like a good, like, classic Moxley beat him up type of thing. This was more about we need Moxley to lose again, and I thought there was a great shot of when he tapped out. They just zoomed out and you could see Marina on the outside just looking so disappointed by him. Like, I think they're doing this stuff, the story stuff, well. I'll say maybe it didn't even need to be as long either. This is 20 minutes. Let them
Yeah.
have 15. Like, I appreciate it for the storytelling aspect of where we're going. Just didn't need the blood, didn't need how long, just that's it. But yeah, that's what I thought.
I had some of the same notes. My favorite spot was the arm in the chair spot because that looked just amazing. Like, okay, you guys are really going for it. My biggest complaint was that for the card overall, 3 of the final 4 matches are all bloody matches, and I'm like, again, we don't need it overused so often. It takes away from it. And then yeah, Mox tapping again. Marina looking just disheveled, and then when she goes to help him walk out, she's giving him just like the biggest side eye. Like you could tell she's just frustrated. I did wonder that if because he gave him kind of the nod, and then he went to go walk out, if maybe they signaled that Kyle was injured, so they called an audible to have them go back in and beat them up some more to take him out since he was injured,
It
change
was
the plans that
odd.
way.
Yeah, it was odd if
Because,
not.
yeah, it was weird the way that it happened with, all right, he's doing his celebration, Mox is walking away, then all of a sudden they just change and, okay, everyone rush it out now.
Especially because the idea is going to be like they're going to take out Moxley. He's going to come back as a baby, right? So it would make more sense for him to be like, "Oh, you beat me," and show some respect versus you beat me and then like beat him up again. Like we're in the middle of turning you, big dog. Like you don't need to be doing heel stuff unless they're going to make like the Death Riders a baby face and Moxley a heel, which I don't think they're going to do. I think Moxley will, like when he comes back, actually be fired up as a baby face and crowd will want to be cheering him again. But yeah, it was a little odd. So. As well, have you seen this, or is this when do you start taking over? When you saw
I started watching I watched the Casino Gauntlet,
Mhm.
and then I watched Mercedes and Chris, and then the main event.
Okay, perfect. So
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
break down these other two. Briscoe and Fletcher, really good, like good match, good hard hitting match again. 25 minutes
I do
didn't
wanna
need to be
watch this
as
one.
long.
I saw some good clips here.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if it needed to be 25 minutes. I think for me, it was just I was checked out of the winner. I did not think Fletcher needed to lose the title, and then I also didn't think Briscoe needed to be in the group. So just like by the concept of this match, I was just not into it. But yeah, these guys have good chemistry. Now I hope to not see them wrestle for a bit. I want them to take a break. I really don't want them to run back in the classic, which they fucking TK could. Like, oh, it's Briscoe and Fletcher 7. Like that's where some of this kind of started. But yeah, really good match. But I would have also shortened this a little bit too. And, good for Mark. He gets the win. I just didn't think Kyle needed the loss. But at the same time, I guess if he's going in the Classic, it avoids him having to lose while champ, because that's always kind of an awkward thing. And maybe they're going to start.
Garcia.
Yes. And maybe they're going to start upgrading him to be more permanent semi-full time. And let's get that fucking Fletcher Omega one-on-one match, So.
Yeah, I felt like this match could have been cut in half time-wise. I felt like it did drag a little bit too long. I pretty much knew the minute they put the stipulation on it how it was going to end. And honestly, the best part of this entire match was the fact that they used a modified version of Vegeta's speech from the Tournament of Power on Kyle Fletcher's entrance, and that popped me. Outside of that, I was like, hey, that's Vegeta's speech. Outside of that, I was just like, it felt like it just went on way too much for something that we kind of knew the outcome for.
Yeah. Speaking of knowing the outcome, the $1 Million Trios match, you had the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander versus Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express. Not Express. I was happy to see Omega and Alexander get some time, because I know Alexander, that's like his dream one-on-one match, so just give it to him. I think this was a fun match. I think they were trying to get them to wake up the crowd, but like Espub said, when some spots happen, it did the opposite. But I thought they're like, oh, they'll flip around and do some stuff. But I think for me, it's like, we talk about this a lot on the Discord, and it just sounds like from multiple people. It sounds like Omega. It just sounds like Kenny either has a lack of confidence in himself as far as the health wise, or he is just unhealthy. We're not getting Kenny doing solos, so with him and Andrade, that was maybe going to happen. Alexander, Fletcher, they set all this stuff up, and it seems like it's just for the 6-man. I said this in the Discord, so I'm repeating myself there, but if he is just doing trios match for the next 6 months at least, then you just may as well put him with the Elite. Don't do these makeshifts like, oh, he's with Express and he's with these guys, and especially too now that Kota Ibushi's hurt, you could at least done that, right? Like Golden Lovers with somebody else, but now that he's gone, it's like, well, you just gotta do the Elite. And here's the thing, I love the Elite. One of my favorite groups, made me fall back in love with wrestling after WWE in 2019, which is like, oh my god. But I think the problem for me is just I was not longing for them to get back together yet. It feels like it's not been enough time since the breakup. I don't think it's been a year or so, but I kind of just get it from an injury standpoint. If they want to do 6-mans, sure, get the Elite back together. And as I said, they should have them win the Trios title and actually give them a run this time, because last time they won the Trios title, they got suspended the day after with CM Punk, and that was supposed to be the new and I guess that's the other weird thing too, right? When the Elite got back together, it was awkward because they got suspended, and then when they came back and they lost the titles right away. It was a weird type of run. So for me, just have them be the fun part of the show. Have them do BT. Have them be a bit more comedy driven. You can do some drama stuff, but keep them away from the fucking Death Riders. We don't need to run that back. Have them win the Trios title and just have them be that. Have them do a classic 3.5 that's going to wake up the crowd. Have Nick Jackson flip his ass off, but catch him this time. But so I'm for it. It just kind of felt like not as big as the Elite reunion should have been, but I know it'll be entertaining at least when they get down to it. So
yeah, I will say something, and honestly, I haven't seen obviously all of AEW's history to really know the answer, but I saw someone asking the question was outside of the Moxley feud at the very start of AEW, what has Kenny done that wasn't something related to the Elite or Don Callis in some capacity?
I think the only one I really the Don Callis thing they need to get away. The only one I really liked is they were doing he never beat him, but Orange Cassidy had his number. He kept getting hits, he kept countering stuff. They were doing lots of tag team matches when he was world champ, and he kept getting the better of him. So this was the story of can he beat this little loser guy that keeps getting, and they for some reason made it a 3-way with Pac. Pac just interject himself in the story, but that's the only other thing I can think of is I like this month and a half story of Kenny's really annoyed by Orange Cassidy because he can't get a hold of him, and then he just beat him, and then they moved on. And that was the first time too they tinkered with the Orange Cassidy as an actual contender storyline. But yeah, really on that they've not done. It's been Elite and it's been Don Callis, and the Don Callis stuff is inexcusable because this has been going on. It was going on too long 6 months ago. This is brutal. This is separate them. Do enough. It's, and maybe they could do some of the ops too. That's something fun they could do. But I feel like the Don Callis feud is another 2 months left, and It's brutal. It's some of my least favorite stuff in wrestling right now, to be honest.
You're getting a monkey's paw from all this, and you're getting a Kenny versus Hook singles match.
Yeah, not Kenny versus Joe. Kenny versus Hook. My God.
Yeah, outside of his early stuff with the Elite, and now he did have the run where he was doing his whole belt collectors thing, and Don Callis was his manager at the time, like they were on the good side, but he's always been attached to Don Callis in some form after the whole early days of it. And yeah, I had in my notes, I'm like, there's fun spots, dead crowd, and Don Callis is annoying as shit on commentary. Like I'm really tired of hearing him. And I wish
and every
Kenny
match is Guy too. Like just make him on once for the night. Not every time his guy is wrestling, because that gets too much in my opinion. Because I don't actually. I think Don Callis as a commentator on New Japan was good, but when he's a heel commentator that's rooting for his guy, it's not good. I think it's overbearing. He only used to do that with Kenny in New Japan. But what I liked about Kenny, he wasn't even his manager. It was just he was like, hey, I'm friends with Kenny and I'm rooting for him. It was never so this type of like 80s heel stuff. It's just like it's just not working. It's just like it ruins some of the broadcast to me. So.
Yeah, and I put in here, and we touched on it early. Like Kenny's not busting out the big moves that we're used to seeing from Kenny, and I don't know if he's saving big match Kenny for another time or what. But I need to see at least one or two of those big moments really stand out and remind us.
Or maybe he can't though. Maybe he does them, and then after he's like, I'm really hurting. So that's the thing where at least the 6 minutes he can kind of like tag out and cover for a bit. You know, there was a time where he did the suit, like whatever, the plancha over, and he landed on his foot. He was completely fine, but when he sold it, I was like, oh God, don't tell me. And then they made it part of the match. I was like, okay, good. Alexander just wanted to work the foot, but for like 30 seconds, I was like, oh my, because he sold it in a way where he didn't bring attention to it. He just kind of moved off the side and was like moving his foot around. I was like, oh God, don't.
Like, and we'll get to it, like in the Statlander match, like when she went to the outside right away and landed like on her shoulder and like snapped to it. Oh, like, oh my God, it's over.
Yeah, we can move there now. That got me, especially the way the ref checked on her. I thought the ref did a good job too. I only got it when like Mercedes went after right away, but like when the ref was like and the camera was like kind of going away from her. It's like, awkward. Yeah.
And her shoulder looked like really red, but I mean, that's probably just from like falling straight on it.
Well, she had like a bump, like a string bump on her shoulder. Like, oh no. But yeah, again, good job there. And even then, like the reveal of it, the camera shot was good, because then when she's like, yeah, I'm good to go. And then out of nowhere, just a knee from Mercedes comes into frame. It was like really good. But yeah, we did Statlander versus Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné getting not getting the win, taking the first loss to Statlander. They're evening that up and doing that story of she can win all these titles, but she can't win this main one. I think eventually, obviously, she will. You know, maybe that'll be when Bailey's in there as the babyface pop, help her out. But no, I think as always, these ladies have great chemistry. They wrestled a very different match because they did like they did that arm spot and the first
very technical match of just her working over the arm and trying to do damage to it.
Felt very like 90s WWF, like Bret Hart when he was defending his titles. Like it felt like that, but it was very different from what they did before, which was like mostly fast-paced stuff, right? And I think that was smart because you don't want to just redo the same match over and over. I don't think any of us really thought Statlander was in any worry of losing this title, but they have good chemistry, and I think they had some good spots. And again, if they want to run it back again, sure. They work very good together, and I hope Statlander gets like a nice now run before, like I said, I think Bane will take it off. But no, very good match. Not their best one. I think their best one's still probably the first one they had, because I think we were just surprised how good the chemistry was, and they were doing a lot of stuff, and it felt like they weren't holding back, because it felt like TK didn't plan a rematch, but the match was so good. He's like, well, let's just do this again, right? But yeah, I think it's like a 4-star, 4.25 for me or something.
I had it at like 4.25, but I did want to rewatch the other two just to compare it. But I did really like this one. There were some good callbacks, like the like getting in at 9 spot was really good, but they did the opposite, because in that one Mercedes had Statlander got in at 9. This time it was Mercedes, but like Statlander was like when Statlander got in at 9 in the previous match, Mercedes was like, oh, like I can't believe this. But then in this one they did it where like Statlander wanted her to get back in so she could like keep beating her up. She like smiled when she got in. But then people put those clips side by side, and like when Statlander came in that other match, the crowd was like exploding, and then in this one it was like
Yeah.
dead silent.
Yeah.
Like when Mercedes like had her
Such a
her
shame.
arm on the outside and like stepped on it, there was literally like it was like silent. Like you could hear like her footsteps walking on the outside.
Oh, like, and even like I forgot in the last match, a good reminder, they had Kenny in that ankle lock, and I felt like Kenny was trying to build that spot so the crowd wouldn't want him to tap, and like trying to get like the feed, and it just wasn't there. And I was like, oh, it doesn't look great when that happens. I will say, because you remind me too, another spot I liked, it was just simple, but when I can't remember what move, it was like one of either signature or finish. Mercedes hit it, and then Chris Statlander kicked out, and Mercedes was just like mad, but she was there for like 20 seconds, and I like that in a match sometimes when it's just like gives it a moment to breathe and just shows the heels like. And I even found the babyface doing that. Like, I can't beat this person. Or I can't find a way. Like, I like when it's just a moment. Like, okay, we're just gonna sit out and show this character, especially because Mercedes is winning everything right now. It just shows, okay, she's just pissed off right now. And what's she gonna do? And then like right after, she kind of lost it. So
Yeah. I thought it was a good match. Once I realized that it wasn't a title for title match, that it was, just for the women's title, I knew Statlander was going to end up winning it. She's going to keep that belt, which is perfectly fine. I want her to go on a little bit of a run. I mean, people have been asking for it for so long that I want her to have a little bit more time with it. So it's a good match, some fun spots, trying to get the crowd back in.
yeah. And then finally,
I
go ahead.
have some where they like. I was trying to quickly look at Cage Match how long this was, because it says it was over
23 minutes and
Yeah.
5 seconds.
But I don't know. There's just something about like these and I felt the same about the Tony match. I don't know. They just feel all like a tiny bit too short. I guess it's just when compared to just any other random like men's match will go like 25-30 minutes. That just like
Briscoe and
these
Fletcher,
title
25 minutes.
Yeah, these title defenses for Chris just feel like a tiny bit too short. Like they could be a little bit more. But obviously, I'm still really liking the matches. But that's just like a minor nitpick that I just feel like I'd have to see how long the Tony
I agree with you on the
was,
Tony
but-
one. This one I think I felt fine with the time, but the Tony one I felt was like a little shorter. But at least they're giving her like the second slot of the night and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And then finally, we had Samoa Joe versus Hangman Page in a steel cage. We kind of talked about this a little bit at the beginning. Joe got busted up because Hangman just took his boot off, beat him up. I think there's some hard way stuff in there, some blades, so a good mix. And I actually really like this match. To me, this would have been, it's lower now, but I was like veering towards a 4 because like I liked it was just like two bruiser classes and they're just beating each other up. Lots of cage slams, lots of just like gnarly hits. Like it just felt like, okay, it's just like a bar brawl. Like these guys just beat each other up. I don't know why they're obsessed with doing this. Like with the Hangman MJF match, we talked about this. It was a really good match, and then they did Mark Briscoe came in there, another thing happened. And it's like, why'd they do this? And then they did the Fletcher Hangman one. Zero interference. That kind of felt like an apology of, okay, we've heard the complaints. Here's just a straight wrestling match. And they went back too with like, you had fucking Shibata climb the cage and out of nowhere Kingston comes in and then Will Hobbs breaks the chain, he comes in. And then I'm like, even though the hook thing is like a meme, I'm fine with that because like that was like turn the time made Hangman lose. But the rest of it just like, I don't know. I wish it didn't go that way. Sure, they're protecting Hangman. It's just too much interference in there. To me, if you're going to have one, just keep it just one hook and that alone, even though I don't think that has like the chutzpah they thought they were having. So to me, it was a really good match up until the ending, and we can talk about it. I don't see why this is one of those I need to wait and see. I don't see why Joe winning, and not just because I love Hangman. I just don't see why Joe's winning here other than we don't have a lot of heels right now. So he can verse the baby faces. Especially if the trajectory is Ospreay for All In, it's just like, so we're going to go from Joe to a babyface to MJF to, I don't know. I don't see the vision, but maybe I will in a couple weeks from now. So good match, and the Swerve return to me was a big dud. The crowd wasn't there, but he looked jacked. But when he was fighting those people,
theme song. He did. That was the new theme song.
Theme song didn't work either. And to me, when he was fighting the people, it was weird. Like, you can't be doing wrestling moves on the security. Like, just that's you punch, you kick, you punch.
10 of y'all jump him. Come on,
like
man.
when he's like trying to set up the power bomb, and they're just like no, you have three things you can do in a brawl: a punch, a kick, or a dive to take them all out. That's it. When it's like he was gone for like 3 years. He's like, I'm gonna remove you my moveset. It's like, no, you've been gone for like 6 months. Like, we know
Also,
what Swerve does.
When he was walking towards Hangman, they were setting that up as if like, oh, like, is he gonna
Get
attack
outta
Aaron? Like,
here,
he literally
yeah.
he literally helped them win the title. Like, why would he attack him?
The swerve would have been him attacking Hangman. That would have been the swerve of like they're
But they try to
together.
play it off like he's like walking, and then it's like, oh, he's actually fighting the security. It's
Yeah.
like, in no world did I think he was gonna attack Hangman.
And that's
like,
why the crowd.
There's like the meme of him doing the standing there.
Yeah. The crowd's already dead enough, and you're giving this scenario that no one believes. Like, the swerve is Hangman and Swerve stand together. They're gonna fight everybody, and Swerve turns. You're like, oh my god, he does hate him again, like for whatever reason. But no one believes he's just gonna be like, Hangman's already dead. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep beating him up. Like, that's where just little stuff like that. No one sits around and goes like, this isn't believable. Just have him run down and save Hangman. Just have the ops are gonna fucking, muscle buster Hangman on a table. Swerve just makes a save. That's it. Easy. They overbooked that ending. Like, and even then, he's doing all
dojo people. I swear the dojo people.
The dojo
I looked away
sucks.
from the screen for 1 second, and there were like 35 guys in the ring. I'm like, who are these people?
Oh, I know. And they do this weird thing too, where like the lights go out, and then the lights came on, and Swerve just made his entrance. Like, why'd the lights go out? Just hit his music. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm happy Swerve's back. TV needs him. It's just, again, no one, like, it's just little stuff of, you can fix all this by just change this, change that, and it doesn't come off as awkward, but it kind of made his return feel like nothing other than I'm happy that Swerve's back on TV. So
yeah, to me, like I said, this match could have been better for me, but it fell flat. The ending definitely took a lot away from it, and when I first saw like the moon when they were trying to bring Swerve back, I was like, oh, well, Hook is already out here. Why are we throwing another like icon up in there? And then it went to the house and everything else. So it's like, okay, I get what we're doing now. But at first it just, nothing about that just brought out the pop that I think that they were wanting for Swerve. And I felt like it was definitely a dud return because of the way that it was set up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Like, Swerve did the full like Roman walk to the ring. Like, he was walking so slow while like I guess the Swerve was like he was walking so slow because he's gonna attack Hangman. Like, he's not running down for the save because he's gonna fight the dojo. But it was just weird. He was just and walking down and like the theme song, so people aren't really like ready to like do the dance to the theme yet. So he's just kind of walking there while people are just kind of looking at him.
How do you get rid of that fucking song? How do you get rid of like Prince Nadu? Like, unless he's turning heel, which that would have made sense, right? If he came down and clocked Hangman, it's like, oh, that's why he has that music, because it's not like. But like, how do you get rid of Prince Nana? Like,
it has some name. Let me see. It's like not Vengeance or something. But
is it him singing it though? Is it a song of his?
I'm pretty sure it's him on.
Yeah, which makes sense.
The theme is called Most Dangerous.
Yeah, I guess. To me, that's one where it's like, you sit him down, you go, you know what? People like doing the swerve when you drive. Like, don't change it. Don't like it's the same thing with Foz. Like, also when Jericho was over, it's like you just rock with it. Even when he was a heel, they're like, oh, are you gonna change it? He said no, because the people react, so I'm not changing it. And eventually they did, right? But like sometimes when music works, just go with it. Just I know you want a new music track, but like I said, that track to me sounds perfect for when he's heel again. Great, save it for that. Right now, you're doing your babyface return. I don't know. It was just a lot of weird choices.
So what do you think this, like, the match is next? Like, say Full Gear, what are Swerve and Hangman doing? And Samoa Joe.
At World's End?
World's End. Or are they doing that triple threat, running it back from, like, when they first fought for it? Like, Revolution 2024, it was Joe versus Hangman versus Swerve with Joe as the champion.
I would prefer the only thing they should do, which I don't like this at all, then, is for some reason make it a four-way.
Have them hold the tag ropes at World's End.
Well, you do the tag, you do the tag rope, or you do the four-way, and MJF is in there, but he wins in he's winning off of Joe's. And as I said before, like, to me, I have no interest in Swerve and Joe again right now. Like, that's how Swerve won the title. So I don't believe Swerve's going to... Either I don't believe Swerve's going to do it, so I have no interest, or Swerve just beats Joe again. Very odd. Like, what? So Swerve... Like, don't get me wrong. I think there's money in MJF and Swerve if they want to somehow get there, but then they should have do the triple threat or something. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is Swerve's gonna beat Joe again, have like a small run, and MJF gets it, because I do think there's a good chance it's MJF. It's either MJF losing to Darby or losing to Ospreay. It's one. Those are the two scenarios, and I just don't know. I think it all depends on Will's health and his recovery. So it's just a question of how we get to MJF, and I don't know if this is it. But yeah, I think it's just Swerve and yeah, I think it's. I'm gonna say this. I think it's Swerve and Joe on a Dynamite. I don't even think they're even gonna get to World's End. Well, I guess it's in December, so it's not that far.
It's only like a month away.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I could see them doing Swerve and Joe on a Dynamite, but it ends in like a kabuki way, like with shenanigans, and then they do the triple threat or a fatal four way, something like that. Like maybe they do something where it looks like Swerve's gonna beat Joe again at World's End, but MJF like cheats to win, and that's how you can set up Swerve versus MJF and kind of go from there. That's what I'm thinking. David, do you have any elsewhere thoughts on that?
I could see them doing the Fatal 4-Way. World's End is December 27th, so that's a month from now. So, let Joe do his trash talk in between now and then, lose it there. Or, because in my mind, I definitely see Will Ospreay beating someone of the caliber of an MJF or somebody like that for
A
the
heel,
title.
not like another baby, especially in England. Like that's weird if you have him fight another baby face, you know?
Yes. So you had to find some way to, transition the belt between that time. But, and I think Fatal 4-Way or something like that is the perfect way to do it instead of, just going heel versus heel, have that Fatal 4, have MJF take it, and then have Ospreay eventually beat him. I think that's the most logical conclusion from here.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. That is the show. We'll be back next weekend, probably similar time for War Games. We'll talk about that. And then any other WWE or AEW news that breaks from that. But yeah, we'll be breaking that show down. And we'll see what happens the next week. You never know what can happen. Any returns, any surprises, any drama, we'll cover it. So we'll be back, and it won't be boring.